Me up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. You email me a brief so silent, but the conversation seem no private. Me up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. Cause a young thing give me excitement, hard to keep this secret quiet. The royal boy is here, he be chilling on the pier. The weather so smooth, so nice, with a light young rum and ice. Say step on the island, no fear, no judgment on the island, it's clear. When Maxwell bring a surprise, we receive the package in a small size. Meet up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. You email me a brief so silent, but the conversation seem no private. Meet up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. Cause a young thing give me excitement, hard to keep this secret quiet. Me see a man in a wheelchair appear, him with a short gal vibing right near. A statesman just come off him flight, with a young thing on him left and right. There's a man a stand up at the gates, him want come in, he can't wait. Him look very smart and wise, foundation boy so nice. Me up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. You email me a brief so silent, but the conversation seem no private. Me up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. Cause a young king give me excitement, hard to keep this secret quiet. Mr. Musa call late at night, him want come over, want and invite. Him have no vibes, we no rate till. And Maxwell tell a idiot say the party's done. We laugh cause smart get one STD. Him living too young, wild and free. From one Russian gal, intercourse. His wife no happy, she want divorce. Next day come around, it's safari time. We a enjoy, we self-relax and wine. Jeffrey a drive around in a the Jeep. Him a chill guy, can't believe them call him a creep. Look how the monkey them a climb up and jump. Look on them go, them a climb and jump. Epstein Island a the place to be, if you want nature and animosity. Me up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. You email me a brief so silent, but the conversation seem no private. Me up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. Cause a young thing give me excitement, hard to keep the secret quiet.
Gucci Marks generated this shit.
Gucci Marks generated this shit.
My big beautiful Bill, Bill, Bill. All the things that you can feel, feel, feel. You made me feel so alive, with that incredible size. My big beautiful Bill, 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 Bill. Do you still wanna Netflix and chill, 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 chill? We can watch Brokeback Mountain, that movie ended in a big ass fountain. My big beautiful Bill, Bill. Riding up and down that hill, hill, hill. And Hillary don't have to know about us. This some presidential, confidential last love. My baby, beautiful Bill, Bill. This that love that can be kill, kill, kill. I wrote a special act in your name. Passing this eternal back party sun flame. And I know you're a Democrat, I'm Republican, don't give a fuck about that. We were loving like Romeo and Juliet. West Side Story, baby, let's fake all that. We're together in these Epstein files. Presidential romance is still alive. Overlord this party, we were dancing. They say imports can't stop advancing. You didn't have sexual relations with that woman. I know I was with you in a White House booming. Secret Service knocking while we were coolin'. Trying to be quiet when that big bill moved in. Hit up, and then you just feel it, it ain't suiting. You better always lie me down or we be coolin'. Hey, game stronger than a giraffe, long neck ruling. When you with Dino, you know that thing be drooling. Bill, Bill, bill. You got a license for that drill. Missing you, my Billy Willy boo. My Billy boy, whoopty snoopty woo. Billy, Willy woo. Whoopty Billy Snoopty, whoopty Snoopty woo. Billy boy, I think I love you. Whoopty woo, Snoopty Billy boo.
Bumba clot is right, my friends. We are here. We are back. We make it happen. We make it go. We make it boom. We make it bounce. We make it shake. We make it wobble. We make it da. You know? Let me make sure everything sounds good. You know we love a technical difficulty or two over here on Always Marco YouTube channel. So we're, let's check. Oh, my bombaras pussy blood clot. Thank you. Starting it off nicely. Thank you, Hamad Youssef. I sent a DM. Johnny Azul is in the chat. Everybody thumbs up the ting. You know what to do. Thumbs up the ting in the chat. Okay, I'm going to look at the DM that was allegedly sent to me by Hamad Youssef, okay? And as a matter of fact, I already know what it is because just before this stream started, I saw it and I was like, you know what? Should I light this guy up on my stream? I feel bad. Should I light this guy up on my stream? I would feel bad, but sometimes it needs to be done. And now that he has prompted me, I'm gonna try to light him up in a respectful way, okay? Hamad Youssef sends me a DM.
Thumbs up the king.
That says, and mind you, Hamad Youssef, let me tell you what I appreciate. One, I appreciate you dropping a bag. Two, I appreciate you being a follower and appreciating the content. So that's all love. What I don't appreciate, and it's not that deep, but still, what I don't appreciate is you sending and then unsending and then sending your message multiple repeated times over the course of over a week now, so that it goes to the top of my message requests as though you're entitled to me replying to you within a certain time frame. That said, let me go ahead and read for everybody the message since we're doing this while I'm on stream. Since you needed a reply so bad that you made sure to be here on my stream to drop a bag just to alert me of its existence. Here's the message. I'm giving you what you want. Hi, I am a subscriber of yours, and I'm also a huge fan of the Drip podcast, which you used to come on. If anyone doesn't know, this is CoffeeZilla's live podcast that he used to do. We're talking like 2020. I think the last time they did it was like consistently it was 2021 probably. And I know, okay, sorry. I am a huge fan of the Drip podcast, which you used to come on. I really miss the days when CoffeeZilla and Amish were together, and I know you mentioned having a collab with CoffeeZilla soon. I don't remember when I mentioned that or where I mentioned that, but there is no collab with CoffeeZilla in the works. If I send you $20, could you try your best to get Amish on with you two whenever it happens, and also let both of them know, no, he wrote no twice, that fans of the Drip would appreciate if he makes available the unlisted videos if that's possible for him. I just don't even know where to begin with this. Like, I appreciate it and it's all love, but do you think I have control over something like that? First of all, there's no collaboration with CoffeeZilla and I currently in the works. Second of all, he's arguably one of the biggest YouTubers active today. Everything he posts gets millions of views. Number three, they don't do the Drip podcast anymore. So yeah, I could ask, but the you sending me $20 doesn't affect it whatsoever. Like, is you giving me $20? Like, I would feel bad if you sent me $20 and then it didn't happen. You know, I just don't get where the $20 comes into it. $20 is not going to sway me, CoffeeZilla, Amish, and there's no collab in the works anyways. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then to send me that DM multiple times. And then it's getting so meta. It's like, and then you send me $3 to make sure that I read the message that offered to send me $20. I can't believe you've done this. I don't get it. It's up there with one of the strangest DMs I've ever gotten. Never mind that I've gotten multiple times. It's just one of those messages you read and you're like, what do you even say to this? I can't even respond to this. It's just nonsense. But again, two things can be true at once. Your message can be complete nonsense and I can still appreciate you and got hella love for you. So thank you for that. But yeah, I don't want to make false promises, which is funny enough what this whole stream is about. Is false expectations and false promises. You know, we love to talk about deception on this channel, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. But yeah, Hamad, appreciate you. Your DM is completely unreal, meaning like literally it doesn't exist. There's no collab with me and CoffeeZilla that's currently scheduled. There's no sway. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, it would have been a better chance than nothing at all. Yeah, but I mean, you sending me $0 and just asking me versus you sending me $20 and asking me, it's the same thing. You could send me, that's like telling me you're going to send me $1, telling me you're going to send me $20. What does it do? Like, if you want to send me $20 just to support, okay, but don't put this thing on it where now it's like a business deal where you're going to feel, scammed out of $20 because I said okay and then it never happened. And you know what I mean? Don't put me in a situation. If you had said, let me give you $2,000, let me give you 20 bands, okay, let's talk then. Monsoon Lagoon, the collab was promised 3,000 pennies ago. I'm a numbers guy, so true. So if I give you $20 billion, Mr. There's No Spoon, what up? Trump phone, coming soon, bro. 2 weeks. Inspiration 7043 in the chat, once again asking to do a PBD impression for my wife. Wow. I'm really just getting the dance monkey treatment, aren't I, recently from my followers. Here's $20. Do this. Here's nothing. Do this. Can't believe this. Can't believe you've done this. Thumbs up the ting. How about y'all do something for me? How about y'all thumbs up the ting? Click like on the stream. It's free. It's free to do that. Viz Mayhem Wagwan. How are we sounding? No collab with me and CoffeeZilla. Sounds so good. Professional YouTuber. I'm sweating already, so that's good. Oh, speaking of CoffeeZilla. Oh, I just happened to be wearing I used to like CoffeeZilla shirt, which I bought in support of his legal defense fund of against Logan Paul, which I hope he wins. And I need my fucking legal defense fund booming. You know what, Hamad? Yes. Drop the remaining $17 and I will ask. And you have my word. You don't have my guarantee, but you have my word that if and when it comes time for me and CoffeeZilla to do a collab, I will inquire about the Amish involvement. Okay? We good? Go ahead and drop the remaining 17. Maybe you're right. Maybe it does move the needle a little bit. I don't know. Legal defense fund right here, buddy. Yeah, dude, that is worth a whole stream on its own. Ignacio, did you see how your boy was copying the Asian professor with the glow board? Yeah, Patrick Bet David got community noted on Twitter, got flamed for essentially plagiarizing, allegedly, in my opinion, the Professor Jang video about Iran, World War III, whatever, and got community noted, saying that he was basically ripping it off. Sneeko's been talking about it. I love to see it. I love the world waking up to Patrick's buffoonery. Misha, how much do you need for your legal fees? Honestly, it's an incalculable amount because the tally is still going. Realistically, as it stands right now, I need like... As it stands right now, I would estimate that I need like...
Hamad Yusuf 16 donated 17 Canadian dollars.
Thank you.
Thanks for the response.
Thank you. No.
My bad.
No. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Realistically, I need probably I don't know. No, it's got to be more than this. A conservative estimate, I need like 50,000 Canadian dollars just based on what's happened thus far. 50,000 Canadian, it's like 37,000 USD. So honestly, Streamlabs link in the chat. If you happen to have $37,000 just laying around in the couch cushions, please know that it would be going to a great cause if it was put into my hands. That's number one. And you know, if 37,000 of you wanted to drop $1, that would be equally welcome. Who knows where we're gonna land? Who knows what happens, what ends up happening? GoFundMe, this or that. Brought to you by Coke Zero. What's going on, everybody? Mr. There's No Spoon. What up? Ignacio, Inspiration, Viz Mayhem. Do you take NFTs? No, I don't, unfortunately. Have you weighed in on the beef between CoffeeZilla and Lord Miles? No, I did just watch CoffeeZilla's newer video from the other day about that, but he seems to have bodied it pretty well. I don't know if there's not much to say really, is there? Except thumbs up the thing. Okay, so today's adventure starts here. Let me shrink this a bit. Okay, today's adventure, today's video starts here. So I came across a video the other day. The video is called Meta Deception: The Truth About Oz Pearlman, or Oz Pearlman. Not exactly sure how to say it. Let's go with Oz. Meta Deception: The Truth About Oz Pearlman. This video has 203K views in a month at the time of recording this. It is from a channel which has only one upload, which is incredible. Now, I think up until this point, the only video that's like multiple hours long that I've enjoyed watching from beginning to end was the Jenny Nichols video about the Star Wars hotel, which was a disaster. I enjoyed that video a lot. That video is like, I think 4 hours and some change. This video is 5 hours and 11 minutes long. $3 more to complete the 27. Oh, yeah. I love it. Can't believe you've done this. Thank you. Thank you, Hamad. This video, over the course of a couple of days on 1.25x speed, I was able to complete this video. And wow, I will probably go back and watch this video in its entirety again at some point. I wished it was longer. By the time I finished it, it was such an excellent, well-done video breaking down the tricks, if I can use that word, of this mentalist named Oz Pearlman, who I'm sure you all have seen. He's got tons of viral moments. He guessed Joe Rogan's pin code when he went on Joe Rogan. He's been on Jimmy Fallon, all the big late night shows, etc., etc. What was a surprise to me, and perhaps this is an embarrassing admission, but I actually, up until now, I'm a few days shy of my 30th birthday as I record this. I did think this whole time that there was something different between magicians and mentalists. I thought that mentalists were actually somehow trained in some sort of like psychology-based body language, people reading skill that separated it from magic tricks. And what I learned from watching this video about Oz Pearlman and Meta Deception is that actually he is essentially just a magician. You know, so I guess shame on me because I didn't know that, and I'm an idiot, I guess. But what I wanted to do in this video was go through just a few of the moments of this video where the creator, what is the creator's name of this channel? Hold on a second. Baskin, okay? Like Carol Baskin, like of Tiger King fame. Bear with me, I'm lagging. You know how this goes. You know the routine. Give it a minute. Give me a minute. I'm gonna be back. Okay. Bear with me just a second. There's a 42-hour video on the Beverly Hillbillies on YouTube about its importance. to pop culture media. 42 hours? What, did they just play every episode and do a director's commentary over it? How the hell do you do that? Good Lord. Okay, I think I have too many tabs open. Bitrate. I mean, how much lower can I lower the bitrate, you know? All right. Okay, so here's what I want to discuss, first of all, about this Oz Pearlman mentalism thing. I always understood, my understanding has always been that on one end of the spectrum, you have magicians, where you know when someone is telling you, hey, I'm going to show you a magic trick, you already have some like suspension of disbelief. You're like a willing participant in a level of deception that you are comfortable with because you know it's just a trick. You might not know how it's done, but you know that there is a way that they're doing it, and you don't feel duped by it. It's entertainment. You're buying in to the deception. On the other end of the spectrum is something like psychics. I did a video on my channel not long ago about Indian psychics who claim to, know the future if I would just pay them a hefty sum. This is what the creator of this video about Oz Pearlman refers to as meta deception, where the deception actually exists beyond the confines of the supposed trick or skill that's being shown, where they're actually carrying it on into real life to sort of double and triple down and tell you, no, this is actually magic. This is actually psychic powers, like you saw in my Indian psychic video, where they're telling me, yes, this is a real psychic power. It's been passed down through my family. Not everyone can learn this, blah, blah, blah. With Oz Pearlman, he is, saying that he's a mentalist, which appears to sort of walk the tightrope between the two ends of the spectrum of being like a magician and being a psychic. Now, here's where I guess this is what I need your help with as a viewer, is I need you to tell me where you think the line is between being someone who's an entertainer, who's committing an act of deception that is like ethical, i.e. a magician, where people know they're being deceived and consenting to it, versus people being deceived and not consenting to it because the person who's doing the deceiving insists that they're not participating in any sort of deception, but it's harmless because it's just entertainment and so it's fine. Or is it? X-Files sound effect. So this is what I'm trying to figure out, and I'm kind of struggling with this myself because, like I said, I did think that there was some sort of difference between mentalists. I've heard people refer to themselves as mystics before as well. That's more of like an old school thing, but I digress. PBD can read Rob's mind, yeah. Rob, let me guess. Look at me now. Think of a website. Was it ChatGPT? Okay. Oh, it was? So this is a great video, and it's about Oz Pearlman specifically. 5 hour and 11-minute long breakdown. I'm going to utilize the transcript of the video to search up specific words. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is let me find it. Okay. Let's go to this. So the best comparison, I think, for Oz Pearlman is something that Baskin discusses in the early parts of his video, where he talks about another, conveniently, they both happen to be Israeli, the two people I'm about to talk about. Oz Pearlman was born in Israel, and the person I'm about to talk about, Uri Geller, from yesteryear, very historically famous, whatever you want to call him, magician, psychic, mentalist, mystic, whatever you want to refer to him as. They both happen to be Israeli. So let's look at this moment from the video.
Chinese magician's complete devotion to his art form, his sheer and utter commitment to a lifelong magic trick. It reminds me of Uri Geller, a Jewish magician who used magic tricks and gimmicks to sell people the idea that he had genuine psychic and supernatural abilities. And late-night talk show hosts back in the 70s were helping him do it by concealing his methods in the name of entertainment, until he hit the Carson Tonight Show, which with the help of great skeptic James Randi set up a sequence of tests that gave Uri Geller the opportunity to genuinely prove his abilities if he wanted to do it.
And now these objects out here are, we have some nails, we have some keys, we have, as you can see, some forks, we have some aluminum canisters. These are the type of aluminum canisters I guess a roll of film would come in. All of these objects have been supplied by us. You did not bring anything here at all. So, would you like to try anything here?
Why don't you ask some more questions?
Want me to ask you some more questions? You have to kind of
May I
work
ask, when did you discover this power, Uri?
Well, I think I was really born with this power.
All right, we are back. Uri was telling me you don't feel, what, strong tonight?
I don't
Is that...
feel strong. It's not all tonight. Right now I'm feeling being pressed, and then I can't...
Well, I'm not trying to press you. I really not.
No, you're only telling me, well, will you try that or that or that?
Well, I thought that was the idea of...
Now, Uri Geller was obviously unable to perform, but what's interesting is that he didn't break character. He just insisted that his supernatural abilities were somewhat intermittent, and some nights he feels them more than others.
That this was quite an important appearance for me here tonight, and really in other places I felt real good, and I knew I could perform things. Because maybe this was and is an important appearance for me tonight, I might be blocking myself. And I want to tell you, you know, people ask me, are you nervous before coming in and sitting here? I was very nervous tonight, really. Maybe I can say my first time that I was really nervous appearing. I heard about you when I was a little kid in Israel.
You know, I can't help but wonder about the difference between the deception of Uri Geller and the deception of the old Chinese magician. You know, they're both extending the stage beyond the stage. They're both continuing the trick long after I thought the trick was supposed to have ended. They're both moving beyond simply trying to amaze or puzzle me, and are now trying to genuinely convince me of things that they know not to be true. As magicians, they're moving beyond the shallow kiddie pool of deception and moving into the deep, uncharted waters of meta-deception.
So now you get the idea. Meta-deception essentially is this concept of going beyond the confines of the trick. They're never shutting it off. They're never turning off the bit, essentially. They're continually doubling and tripling down and swearing, no, this actually is real. This actually is psychic. And in that clip we saw from way back in the day with the Johnny Carson Tonight Show, Uri Geller, in stereotypically Israeli fashion, plays the victim when the situation isn't set up to his liking and says, oh, I'm nervous, I feel pressured, I don't feel strong tonight, rather than admitting what is true, which is that he doesn't actually have psychic powers, which would, of course, be the respectable thing to do. Now, you may know, based on videos of mine that you've watched before, maybe this is the first thing you're seeing of me, but to me, a scam hinges on deception. And specifically, it's a deception where there was not informed consent, meaning the mark did not have enough information or the correct or true information to truly be able to consent to whatever the terms were. A great example of this is multi-level marketing schemes, which I've talked about endlessly on my channel. I don't believe that MLMs and the victims of MLMs can be pointed at as, oh, well, it's their fault because they made the choice to join and they made the choice to pursue it. I don't actually think that's true, because in every case that I've personally seen, in my opinion, allegedly, people who are recruited to MLMs are not actually given the full disclosure about how much you can expect to make, how much people typically make, how easy or viable it is to actually recruit people, why you need to pay to join, etc., etc. There's layers of deception and lies, in my experience, in my opinion, with respect to multi-level marketing, or I should say with disrespect to multi-level marketing. So that's an example. I've used the perhaps infamous at this point, perhaps I've beaten it to death, this example, but if I offer you a glass of water and then I refuse to tell you that there's poison in it, I can't then point at you and blame you and say, well, you chose to drink the water. No, you chose to drink water. I committed a lie of omission by not mentioning that there was poison in it. And had I told you there was poison in it, you probably wouldn't have gone along with it. Where I'm struggling here is if you are on the receiving end of being shown this magic trick or illusion effect or mentalism demonstration, whatever you want to call it, and the perp, the mentalist, the mystic, insists that it's real magic or that they're really reading your mind or something like that, and they refuse to sort of break the illusion, at what point does it become scamming in that sense that I described before, because it's not like the water cup and the poison where my lie of omission is going to lead to some harm on your part, right? If anything, this is just selling the wonderment of the effect or the illusion even more, right? So perhaps we'll come to the answer together as we look through some of these clips. Let me read your comments in the chat real quick. Misha says, many of these practices are fraud or illusion, or they may open someone to spiritual deception. Very true. In Japan, the Pokemon Kadabra is named similar to Uri Geller, and he sued Pokemon Company and Nintendo and prevented Kadabra from having any Pokemon cards printed for 20 years. Very interesting. Why do I feel like I read that before? Kadabra Pokemon. Oh, yeah, because he's bending the spoon, right? Interesting. Yeah, okay. Interesting. There's a comment here in my chat that says, in Japan, the Pokemon Kadabra is named similar to Uri Geller, and he sued Pokemon Company / Nintendo and prevented Kadabra from having any Pokemon cards printed for 20 years. Is that true? Okay, hold on. I'm going to look this up right now and pull this up. Rob, pull that up. Okay. Why Kadabra hasn't appeared on a Pokemon card in almost 20 years. How can you sue a cartoon, though? Seriously? Let's see. Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam line have been part of the Pokemon franchise since the beginning. Kadabra hasn't appeared for 20 years. Kadabra is named Youngerer, which is a reference to famous illusionist / psychic Uri Geller, who is famous for a trick where he pretended to bend spoons with his mind. How is Youngerer sound like Uri Geller? It doesn't even sound like Uri Geller. The Japanese name of Kadabra, coupled with its use of spoons, meant that Geller could claim the Pokemon was based on him without his permission. Huh. Uri Geller was serious enough with his allegations, he took legal action. According to BBC, Geller sued Nintendo in the year 2000 with regards to the game. Geller sought money for damages and wanted Nintendo to cease publishing cards using Pokemon that were based on him. No way. So yeah, Uri Geller also has a history of being quite litigious. And there's an example as well where we heard the mention of James Randi in this opening moments of the video from Baskin here. And James Randi is somebody who was exposing psychics and mystics and whatever you want to call it decades ago. And we're going to look at a clip of that here in a second. But James Randi was also famously sued by Uri Geller. Let's look at an example of James Randi's work.
Tonight on this stage, you are going to meet a man who claims he can move physical objects using only the powers of his mind. All of us are very pleased, not just pleased, but excited to have you with us. Now, you claim to have psychic powers, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Is this something that you have discovered recently, or have you known of it since childhood? How did it all begin?
Well, everyone's born with it. It's just a matter of development.
What do you...
I mean, if his bowl cut and his, I guess, ninja outfit didn't tell you everything you needed to know.
What are you going to do, James?
I'm going to move a pencil for you.
With just psychic powers?
Just psychic powers.
Very well.
It's a very low quality video, but you'll see here he does actually move the pencil.
Is it true that you can also turn the pages of this telephone directory?
Yes, it is.
And you will do that for us?
I'll try.
Should I take the pencil off the table?
Yes.
All right. There you are, James.
You would like to open it to any page, or should you want me to do it?
I'll be happy to.
Ready?
Rob down
B
payment.
2079 donated 13 Canadian dollars and 60 cents.
Oh my goodness. Oh
Down
my
payment
goodness.
for my FLB shoes.
Money. Thanks, Marco. It's all about residual income.
Thank you, Rob. Down payment for the Future Looks Bright shoes. Yep, they're coming. You've got a better chance of getting a Trump phone than getting the Future Looks Bright shoes from me.
The amazing Randi maintains that you did not use psychic power, but that it was trickery. And he is prepared to pay you $10,000 if you can do it.
Look how young Bob Barker is here. Back in these days, $10,000 was probably like 100 bands today.
Using psychic power. Here he is, the amazing Randi. James, Randi?
Okay.
Now, you saw James' demonstration from backstage.
Yes, I did.
And do you accept that as a demonstration of psychic power, or do you believe that he used trickery?
I don't accept it as a demonstration of psychic power, Bob. I think that the solution...
Oh, hold on. I think I missed the donation here. How did this happen? Can't believe you've done this, Marco. Hold on. How is this possible? I got a donation from... Oh, shit. Can't believe you've done this. 9:05 p.m., 10:53 p.m. Okay, I got an... Okay, no, I didn't miss one. I got an offline donation earlier this afternoon, which I didn't see, and I want to thank Robert for sending me this. Rob, thanks for sending that. I don't know if it's the same Rob who just dropped "For the Future Looks Bright" shoes comment. But Rob, thank you. Rob dropped a donation earlier today and said, "Hey, Marco, thank you for everything you do. I can't imagine the stress you're under with all these lawsuits." Very true. Very true. I know it's easier for me to say keep your head up because I'm not being sued left and right. Just know you've changed people's lives for the good. Well, thank you, Robert. That does mean a lot. And, it is truly therapeutic for me to do these streams and talk with you guys. Some days, almost my entire brain is devoted to just distracting myself from the stresses that are going on. Because when you're being sued, I think for me, the most difficult part about being sued is the lack of control you have, the lack of influence you have. For example, most problems in an individual's life the outcome can at least be affected, or the circumstances can be affected by your own actions. That is not true in a lawsuit. And I think that's why there's such a propensity for high levels of stress and anxiety about it, because you're in the unknown. You're swimming in the void of the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen, and you can't do anything about it. You have to, first of all, it's wildly expensive, okay? The amount of money that I've spent includes not only the money I've made, but also the money that I don't even have, okay? You're spending an exorbitant amount, like an ungodly amount of money, which I wouldn't even consider embarking upon this path of fighting for myself and advocating for myself if I wasn't in the circumstances I'm in currently, which is I'm young, I'm, principled, I don't have children, I'm not married, nobody's depending on me, I don't have a mortgage. If any of those factors were not there, I would not even bother. I swear, I would not even bother. But it's, not only is it just absurdly expensive, you have to sit there. You have to sit there and spend an ungodly amount of money just so that the lawyer can go and, the lawyers go off and they do whatever they're doing, and you hope for the best. It's torturous. It's torturous. And, if you've ever heard the saying, the process is the punishment. Let's say you go through this process and you win. The likelihood, it's a whole separate issue whether you're going to be reimbursed. Even if you are reimbursed financially for every penny, how can you be reimbursed for the sleepless nights? How can you be reimbursed for the level of stress? How can you be reimbursed for the time that you spent? Having a single lawsuit that you're dealing with is like having an additional part-time job. The amount of reading you have to do, the amount of writing you have to do, the amount of money you have to spend, the amount of time you spend thinking about it, all of which takes away from the time where I should be streaming, recording videos, editing, living my life, spending time with family, etc. So, and the other factor that keeps me going is knowing that I have the support of people, like real people. That's something that, you know, if I didn't have, I wouldn't even be able to consider trying to fight. So, you know, yeah, I hope that if I do like a GoFundMe and I call in every favor, that I'll be able to recoup and win. But even then, it's like even if I had $1 million, you never know ultimately what the judge is going to decide. That's something too that I've learned through this process over these last few years, is that it's not like, okay, for example, let's say you've been accused of murder. I know I'm going off on a tangent. We're going to get back to the psychic stuff in a minute. But let's say you go to, let's say you're accused of murder. Also, yes, Misha, the green bar connects to Streamlabs. Let's say you're accused of murder, right? You can't afford a lawyer. What do they say in movies? If you can't afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you. Well, that's actually not true when it comes to civil cases. So you either have to represent yourself, or you have somebody represent you for free, which good luck finding that, or you spend an arm and a leg, or both arms and both legs financially to be able to afford it. These cases can drag on and on for years, just like a criminal case can. But the criminal case, like I said, if you can't afford it, the court will appoint one for you, because your actual freedom is at stake. You know, it's a difference between you being thrown in jail or not. So they have to, you know, your rights as a citizen say that you have a right to a fair trial or whatever. That's not the case in a civil court, though. You don't have just you have technically a right to you know, have your day in court and be heard. But if you're representing yourself, you don't know the legalese. You don't know the law. You don't know the proper way to format the documents to submit them. You don't know what so many different elements mean. And even if you were to embark upon that, you know, path, you will be spending so much time doing it. I mean, think about people who are like, if you've ever known anybody who's even gone through a divorce, like, how is it possible that divorces can go on for years and years and years? Also, there's another issue which sort of makes the whole thing a ripoff additionally, which is just that, you know, everyone who's involved that's not you has an interest, a financial interest in making it as arduous and slow as possible. For example, most lawyers get paid hourly. So basic common sense tells you that the more hours that it takes for the case, the more money they make. So, you know, there could be a situation where your lawyer and their lawyer, or like the ex-husband and the ex-wife who are separating, both their lawyers are getting on the phone. Oh, shit. Shit. Why would Israel do this? Give me a second. Give me a second. I can't believe you've done this. I can't believe it. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lordy Lord. What the helly? Well, that's a lesson. Yeah, I got it. That was actually a pretty good save. That could have been way fucking worse. That could have been way worse. That could have been super bad. I don't have any paper towel left, so I'm grabbing I grabbed an actual towel. Oh, Coke Zero. Oh, Coke Zero, all you've done for me, and now look what you're doing to me. Can't believe it. Can't believe you've done this. Goodness gracious me, oh my. Dearest, it's the sign from the gods. The gods are telling you, stop talking about it. Stop talking. Goodness gracious. Can't believe it. Good Lord. Good Lordy Lord, y'all. All right. Bomba clot. Bomba. My quick thinking has saved the day here, folks. Always Marco. Always Marco spills. Somebody clip this. Always Marco spills Coke Zero live on stream. Exclusive. First time event. First time stream event. Lumba clot. All right. Wow. That could have been absolutely horrendous. That could have been so much worse. That could have been so much worse. Imagine it went on my laptop. Okay. What was I saying even? Jeez Louise. Somebody call Louise. Yeah, I was saying, sorry for the interruption there from Coke Zero. I was saying, like, okay, the spouses, the husband and the wife, they're getting divorced. Their lawyers get on the phone and they're like, all right, well, I'm going to file this and you're going to file that and I'm going to bill this and I'm going to bill that. And together they make it, like, they make it drag on, you know? They make it drag on. And you can literally cause these things to drag on for years and years. I have lawsuits that I've been dealing with that have been dragging on for years now. And every step of the way you're paying. Misha says, how do you survive? By the grace of whoever. By the grace of the goons. Literally, by the grace of the goons. Yeah, it's very you know, there's a rap lyric which says, you're afraid to give your life, but the judge will give it to you with no hesitation or something like that. About how, like, you know, and sometimes there's situations like that where, like, you're going to a hearing for this or that, and the judge has read the documents 5 minutes before and goes, okay, well, we'll do this. Well, no, okay. You know? Stretch, don't go. Marco starts drinking as a coping mechanism. Yeah. No, that's a slippery slope that I'll never embark upon, because I certainly have enough justifiable stress to start, like, vaping or smoking weed or doing drugs or drinking alcohol or whatever. And I just know it's just going to make things worse. So why would I even start, you know? Why would I even start when there's goons that I need to stream for? But yeah, also, I was going to talk about, like, the application of the law. Like, going back to the murder thing for a second, right? If you murdered someone and you're on trial for that, the issue that's being tried, the issue that's being analyzed and examined is a very straightforward one. Did you kill this person? We're going to establish, were you there? Do you have an alibi? Did you have a motive? Was there a weapon? And the burden of proof is so high. You hear in movies, they say beyond a reasonable doubt, meaning there's no doubt that you did this. That's how they get a conviction. It has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. There can't be any reasonable doubt that you have that you did not do it. Okay? So the point I'm making is, it would actually be easier to be on trial for murder. That's the point I'm trying to make. It would be easier to be on trial for murder. First of all, you're innocent until proven guilty. If you can't afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you. And the burden of proof is so high that it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt for you to be convicted. I hear those terms and I'm like, I fucking wish. Because civil cases are much more nuanced. There's human calculation that goes into it. For example, the way it typically goes, in my experience, from what I've learned, is that the plaintiff will make a claim. The defendant will make a defense to that claim. And the way they argue it, it's not so black and white as, like, did you kill them? Did you not kill them? There's, like, legal frameworks and legal tests, and each side has to convince the judge, this is the test you should apply, and there's 3 prongs to the test, and in order to meet that prong, we have to prove 1, 2, and 3, and here's the evidence that supports that we did that. It's so much more convoluted and stupid, in my opinion. And the judge just, like, can decide, which obviously you would expect the judge is going to decide, but what I mean is, like, it's not so black and white. Did you kill them or did you not? Is the evidence overwhelming or not? There's more of, like, a sway involved. How sway? Not that sway. I mean, like, you know, the plaintiff is arguing, well, this happened, so we have to apply this legal framework, and the prongs are ABC, and we've met ABC because this happened, this happened, this happened. And then the other side is actually like, no, actually, that's the wrong legal framework to apply. You need to apply this framework, which says you need to meet A and B, and they proved A but not B. So hours, weeks, months, years, you know? Monsoon the Goon says, I hope Marco doesn't get accused of anti-bagel and has money/accounts shut down. It's already happened. It's already happened. Monsoon the Goon. There's stuff that's happened already that I haven't disclosed publicly that would make your jaw drop. Just know, I just want you to know, and I'm just, take my word for this. Take my word for how impressive it is that I'm sitting here calmly and streaming right now. Okay? Know that. Okay. Let me scroll back because I missed some of y'all's comments. Okay, y'all were saying about Uri Geller and the abracadabra and alakazam thing, that the reason that the reason that cadabra in Japanese sounds like Uri Geller is because of how it sounds when you, like, in a Japanese accent. So I guess, where is it? Cadabra, youngerer. Still doesn't sound like Uri Geller, even if I do put a fucking Japanese accent on that. What are y'all talking about? L and R sound similar in Japanese. Okay. Uri Geller. Youngerer. Okay, I guess. Okay, fair enough. Robert Castaneda, what up? See you in the chat. Appreciate your support, bro. Thank you. I'm a math guy and the future looks bright. So true. There was an episode of South Park with the amazingly Randi, if I recall. Maybe the Magic card game episode. Interesting. UUB says, one day it'll be behind you, bro. I got sued before too and lost. Now I got to pay it off, but even that's better than still going through it, as crazy as that sounds. Well, I guess it depends how much you're dealing with it, but yeah, the divorces are a really crazy one, because I've heard cases of, like, especially when it comes to celebrities, where they're like a big cash cow for their lawyers. 10-year divorces, like 10 years it goes on.
At Ram Krishna 9700.
Do a PBD reaction to Iran war. Thank you, Ram Krishna. You want to use that Streamlabs because YouTube be taking 30%. But I appreciate you, so thank you so much. You look at what's going on in Iran. Stretch, dono goal. Marco starts drinking. Yes, so true. Maddie Mads says, I have so much respect for you not partaking in alcohol or weed. So much self-control. I appreciate that. And not to be a contrarian, but I actually disagree with the self-control part. So, me having self-control with respect to alcohol or weed implies that I'm, like, tempted to drink alcohol or smoke weed. I don't enjoy either of them. So it's not like it's something I'm holding myself back from or having, like, a strong self-control over because I'm refraining from doing it. I just genuinely don't want to do it. You know, is it impressive if I don't even care? You know, if you're addicted to it and you don't do it, that would be an impressive show of self-control. I don't care about those things. So to me, it's not a strong sense of self-control, but I get what you mean. And also, I look at it two ways, okay? And they both paths lead to the same ending, okay? Think of the flow chart, okay? So the flow chart is drink alcohol. The first bubble is yes, okay? Let's assume it's yes. The second bubble is no. If no, it ends right there. If yes, the next two bubbles that it diverges from, that it the path bisects into two paths. So yes, alcohol. Am I going to enjoy it? Am I not going to enjoy it? If I enjoy it, that's going to be a problem because now I'm going to start doing it more and it's going to be a negative on my life. So if I enjoy it, I'm going to regret it. If I don't enjoy it, that means I'm also going to regret it. So why would I do it at all? If I drink alcohol and then I go, ugh, I didn't like that, that's regret. If I drink it and I like it, that's also going to lead to regret. So I'm chilling. Marco, get a pack of Zener cards and practice your abilities. You can get better at intuitive abilities. The fuck is a Zener card? Zener card. 25 card deck designed in the 30s to test for extrasensory perception. ESP, such as clairvoyance and telepathy. These are like, okay, interesting. Interesting. Maddie says, okay, then I take it back. Okay. All right, going back to this, gotta go back to Amazing Randy here. Okay, so Amazing Randy's going to expose James Heydrich.
The solution is rather simple. I think that Mr. Heydrich is merely to accomplish this effect blowing on both the page and on the pencil. And the reason is rather simple, because the pencil reacts to even the currents of the air conditioning in this studio. It will be very difficult to try to put controls on it in such a way that normal currents of air that are present all the time would not move the pencil. For example, it moves very, very easily.
All right, you're not going to ask him to do that. That's one down, one to go, James. You are prepared to pay him $10,000 if he can turn the page of the telephone directory with certain controls.
That's right. Since my theory, as yet unproven, of course, is that it's accomplished simply by blowing, though rather cleverly, I must admit, done, there should be a way, a simple way, without a lot of instrumentation, to demonstrate that fact by using one very simple control. Now what I have here is particles of a white plastic, which when given a good puff, good heavy puff of air, will, I think, rather conclusively show whether or not blowing is a method accomplished. Now it will not perhaps in some way differentiate between genuine psychic power and actual blowing, but it certainly should be very interesting indeed to see what now occurs.
James?
Ready.
And of course, he can't do it. Robert in the chat says, what happened to the video of the comedian who worked in valuetainment? I took it down because Patrick Bet-David's lawyers threatened to sue him, and I didn't want that for him, so I just said, fuck it, and I took it down. That's what happened. I've got enough legal bullshit on my plate. Okay. So now, going back to Uri Geller for a second, here's a video where James Randi, I mean, these guys were like the most formidable opponents. They were Batman and the Joker. I'll let you decide who was who. But their rivalry, their beef, if you will, went on for literally decades and decades. So let's see. This video is called James Randi Debunks Uri Geller.
Magical thinking, is a slippery slope. Sometimes it's harmless enough, but... Magical thinking, is a slippery slope. Sometimes it's harmless enough, but other times it's quite dangerous. Personally, I'm opposed to that kind of fakery, so I have no reservations at all about exposing these people and their illusions for what they really are.
I've investigated the claims of hundreds of psychics. People aren't always happy with my conclusions, but I do have my supporters. In 1986, I was honored with a MacArthur Award. Unfortunately, most of the prize money went into defending myself against a series of libel suits related to one of my earliest and most controversial investigations. The subject was Uri Geller, a young Israeli who claimed to have supernatural powers.
His remarkable affinity for metal and his psychic abilities are well documented all over the world.
In the early 1970s, Geller became a superstar, the most famous psychic in the world.
Okay, just a second, look at me. Visualize everything that you drew once more.
He claimed to read people's minds.
I'm gonna show what I got, and if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but it really came very strong in. It could be two mountains with a round thing on, or two people. Can
I show?
Yeah, I'd like to. Am I wrong?
You're right.
I'm right. Good. That's what I got. Oh, that's.
He claimed to bend keys with his mind.
I know you're going to think this is a setup, friends, and old Tom has never conned you on anything. This guy is bending this key by rubbing it. It was bent at about a 1 degree angle when you started out, and it's coming up on 45 degrees now and still moving.
You're thinking bend? Is that what you're doing? Yes, I'm saying bend. You're saying bend? Yes. Hard, soft? No, I'm saying bend, 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 and sometimes I say bend, baby. You know,
but Geller was best known for his way with spoons.
Hold the tip of the spoon very, very gently. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm trying to melt the metal down.
What's more ridiculous, this guy making a career and a living and making millions of dollars off bending spoons, or the Haktua girl saying Haktua and becoming famous for that?
You see, I feel it. It's getting loose.
Yeah.
And there's no force at all in my hands. Yes, look what's happening.
There's no force at all.
Look, the whole, you see it's becoming like plastic.
Ready to fall off.
Touch it here where I'm stroking it. There is absolutely no...
That is eerie. I have a wisdom tooth.
If you can see, the metal is beginning to crack here.
It's breaking.
Yeah, see, look, it's becoming, it's like putty wax. You see? Look, and keep stroking it here. You see the, no, don't, you see the crack is becoming bigger.
Yep.
I melt the metal down, so I want it to bend. I just say bend.
Yeah, you melted it.
You see? Now, wait a minute. Keep stroking your keys more. And people at home, want your watches to start working, or if there is a radio that is broken, want it to start working. Television broken, just wanted all those broken things. Now,
what Geller was saying, effectively, was that wanting things could make them so. I felt that claim had to be challenged. The media, even some scientists, were taking the Geller phenomena seriously. So I decided to show, for starters, that I could at least duplicate these effects using trickery. Now, a key can be displayed in such a way that it looks like it's bending. For example, just by stroking it, you'd swear that it's bending right up before your eyes. Magicians call this process ratcheting. But to do this, the key has to be bent in advance. The hard part, of course, is how to go about bending the key without letting them catch you. Now, there are several ways. I could, for example, take it and press the tip against the top of the table. That would do it. Or, in shifting my chair backwards or forwards, as I just did, I could have taken it and dropped it below the level of the table and pressed the tip on the chair I'm sitting on, which is exactly what I just did. Did I fool you? Mentalists have been duplicating hidden drawings for years. If Mr. Geller had chosen to use trickery, he could have used any of a number of techniques. One favorite involves turning your back and covering your eyes while the drawing is being made. Now, I've always wondered why you would cover your eyes while your back is turned. But melting metal is something else again. It's done something like this. And it gets soft. So I say to it, bend, 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 and it bends. Of course, it does take a little preparation. In fact, it takes a lot of preparation.
So basically, Uri Geller was using, allegedly, gimmick spoons or pre-set up spoons that were ratcheted in advance. So it's like a paperclip. If you bend it back and forth, it's going to get weaker, and then eventually you're going to bend it and it's going to break. That's basically what he was doing with the spoons, according to the amazing Randi.
Appearance on The Tonight Show.
So,
at other demonstrations, in fact, it takes a lot of preparation. Now, this isn't proof positive that other demonstrations aren't the result of supernatural power, but isn't this a more reasonable explanation? And then, of course, there was Mr. Geller's appearance on The Tonight Show. I got a call after they booked him to appear.
Would you welcome, please, Uri Geller.
Johnny had been a magician himself and was skeptical. I was asked to help prevent any trickery.
Nice to see you.
Thanks.
We have only met...
This scares me.
This scares you? Well, we just got some things together here. And
I told them to provide their own props and not to let Geller or his people anywhere near them.
Also, one of our staff members did some drawings which have been sealed in an envelope, and I'd like you to take your own pace when you feel like you want to try anything.
Right.
Do you want to try that particular experiment first?
When I'll feel free.
Okay? Sure.
So when he was faced with props that were not, set up and set by him, all of a sudden his magical powers didn't work. He felt nervous. He didn't feel strong, etc., etc., etc. Now, what I realized about Oz Pearlman after watching this 5-hour video on meta deception is that this essentially more or less the same thing Uri Geller was doing is still happening today, just with more sophisticated techniques. So rather than bending spoons, Oz Pearlman is using newer gimmicks, newer technology to come up with and perform even more impressive tricks, essentially, if I can use the word tricks. I'm going to show you one example where Oz Pearlman was on Dave Portnoy's podcast, and he is able to predict a word that seems to be impossible for him to have picked up. So let me show you. Okay. Let me see here. Let me go to the exact part. This is a 5-hour video, so I don't want to spoil it or, drag it. Okay. So Portnoy. Let's go to Uh-oh. Not that sound.
Rob V 2079 donated $9.51. Is that the frugal gourmet?
What the hell is that? What the hell is the Frugal Gourmet? The Frugal Gourmet, book by Jeff Smith. What is that? What the fuck? Jeff Smith and the failure. What is this, bro? PBS show ended in 1997 following allegations of sexual abuse. Are you saying that guy looks like Amazing Randy? I guess he kind of, he kind of does. Jeez Louise. Okay. Thank you, Rob, for that. Appreciate you. Amazing Randy was a pedo, allegedly, says Sparkmeister. I never heard that. Okay, so let me show you. Let me go to the part. Hold on. Okay. Here. Let's go to this part of the video.
Not even close, right? Not even close.
Yeah, I
dead on, Dave.
Okay, let me go back. So this is a trick. I'm going to show you the full trick. And I call it a trick because I believe that's what it is. It's just a magic trick. Okay. It seems to be such an impossible setup. Let's just see what the trick is and then see how Baskin explains exactly how it's done.
Has to be.
Oh, that's one person. This person popped in your head for no reason, right?
No, we went to school.
Like, please stop.
All right, how?
No,
How
is
do you
this
far away? Where are you,
Okay.
sunny Miami?
Yes.
I mean,
Okay,
let's
let's
do
watch.
this.
This is crazy.
You don't know what's going on. Studio, you're far away. Where are you, sunny Miami?
Yes.
I'm in New York. All right, here's what I do. Grab your phone.
You see, like, Dave's demeanor? He's very different to the other three because, one, he's pretty sure that he's looking at something that is a magic trick, but he's also just seen something that he's never seen before. He reveals this later, he believes he's being pranked. He just thinks that everyone is in on it, which is a really common interpretation. If you're not going to get sucked into mentalism, then he just thinks that everyone's the place for your brain to go if you don't. So he has to meet halfway.
And I want you to go.
This is unreal. Let's watch.
Go to Instagram. And I want you to start going through your feed. Like, go through people you follow, totally random. Start looking through, scroll down. Whenever you want, man. Whenever you feel an urge, just stop on one post.
Yep.
You got one? Mm-hmm. Is there any way I can know what this is? Straight up, any possible way I can know?
Not that I'm aware.
Okay.
That's such a good answer. Not that I'm aware either. Is there any way for Oz to know? It's also completely unnecessary for him to be able to see Dave's screen in order for this to work. That's not the gimmick.
Let's take it a step further. Open up the caption. Is there a caption on the post?
Yep.
And I want you to look up and down, and I want you to pick a word. Pick a word, man. Pick a word in that caption. But don't pick a hashtag. Pick a word.
Yep.
You got one?
Yep.
Come on now.
There's no way.
Dave.
Okay, so this is obviously an impossible setup. Dave Portnoy is in another part of the country. He's looking at a random post on Instagram, at a random word in the caption, and somehow Oz is going to correctly predict the word that Dave has chosen. Impossible, right?
All right, look at me. Look at this guy doesn't even blink. The intensity on Portnoy.
This is insane.
Yeah. I'm still freaked out about the Emmett and Aiden.
All right.
That's crazy.
All right. Okay. Dave, was the person that you thought of, I just want to know this, the person you thought of, an obvious choice for you or not really?
Well, I didn't really think of anybody. You just told me to scroll down and stop. Yeah,
tell us what's the word you picked? What's the word? Say it.
4.
Like when you say 4, is it the number
F-O-R.
4? What?
F-O-R.
F-O-R.
Yeah.
Not even close, right? Not even close.
Yeah,
I was dead on, Dave. Dead on.
What?
That's crazy.
There's no way. There's absolutely no way.
You know it's good.
Dave's cracking a smile.
So throughout this video, why do I keep forgetting the name? Baskin. So throughout this video, the creator Baskin shows examples of Oz Pearlman explicitly and implicitly saying outright or suggesting that the way that he does these demonstrations is by reading people. He doesn't read minds, he reads people. And the implication there is that he's using some sort of body language expertise to read subtle cues in people in order to figure out what they're thinking. In actuality, what's happening is he knows the answer to whatever the setup is, and then he's sort of pointing out physical cues as flourishes to support the illusion, the meta deception that he is somehow reading their body language, when really that's not what's happening at all. So how did he do this trick?
You know it's got to be good.
That's actually
you know what?
Also, this is a good question. E1C1 in the chat says, Marco, at age 30, you mean to tell me the magic Jew David Blaine didn't make the Statue of Liberty disappear? Why are so many of the big famous magicians Jewish? Why are they so good at this? Misdirection and deception. Think about it. Uri Geller, Oz Pearlman, David Copperfield, I'm pretty sure is Jewish. David Blaine is Jewish. David Copperfield, let me pull this up. Rob, pull that up. I mean, I'm not trying to point out a causation or a correlation. I'm just pointing out a coincidence, it seems. David Copperfield, David Blaine. Jewish. Interesting. Okay, so how did Oz Pearlman do this trick? He did this trick using a gimmick. The gimmick is his chalkboard. So back in the times of Uri Geller, the way Oz Pearlman did this trick is with the chalkboard. This is just a more technologically advanced gimmick than what Uri Geller had available to him at the time. Back in the day, Uri Geller would have to pre-bend spoons in order to create this illusion. Now, what you're seeing here is a very expensive prop chalkboard, which is essentially an iPad. So what's happening here is this is a screen. You can draw on it with actual chalk. But what happened was before, he was pretending to draw. So he gave the appearance that he was writing the word that was in Dave Portnoy's mind. Once Dave Portnoy said the word, and mind you, he wasn't writing anything. Once Dave Portnoy said the word, there's an assistant or some sort of associate of Oz Pearlman either sitting in the room or sitting somewhere else watching it, and they have basically an app, a touch screen app that's connected to the chalkboard where they are writing with their finger the word for. So you'll notice Dave Portnoy says, I thought I pointed out the word for. Oz asks him for specification. Is it the number 4? Is it the word F-O-U-R, F-O-R, F-O-R-E? He needs the clarification, otherwise his guess is going to be wrong. So Dave Portnoy says F-O-R, 4. All Oz Pearlman needs to do now is hold the chalkboard to his chest and just buy time. So let's see again. Let's see him buying time.
Tell us what's the word you picked? What's the word? Say it.
4.
Like when you say 4, is it the number
F-O-R.
4? What?
F-O-R.
F-O-R.
Yeah.
So he's buying time.
Not
He's
even close, right? Not even
he's
close.
sizzling.
Dead on.
And the reason it looks like it was actually written in chalk is because somebody did it with their finger, so it still looks handwritten, essentially.
Dead on.
What?
Okay, so this is the chalkboard that Baskin shows.
How he's able to do it is just the chalkboard. Oz is using a very expensive gimmicks chalkboard that is connected to his assistant's.
So you can see the breakdown.
Chalkboard that.
Okay, look. So there's a chalkboard, circuit, a screen, a texture layer.
Is connected to his assistant's phone or iPad, and when he asks Dave what the word is, we get such a blessing because, like,
Rob V 2079 donated 12 Canadian dollars and 22 cents.
Rob says that's a deceptive fella. He should find 5 friends. Yeah, he should find 5 friends, and they can each find 5 friends, and they can set up a business doing this. Exactly. Absolutely so true. Thank you, Rob. Rob carrying the stream on his shoulders tonight. He's going to get a one-on-one call if it keeps up at this rate. Thank you, Rob. Really appreciate it. Rob, pull that up. Rob, scroll down. Rob, grab the fake chalkboard. Grab the magic chalkboard.
we don't see Oz use this trick much. I've watched a lot of Oz's interviews, and this is the only time I've seen him use this gimmick. And that's the thing, when you're using an incredible gimmick like this, you can't really use it all the time because people are going to see it, and then it's going to break the meta deception that you're using mentalism.
So this 5-hour video goes through basically all of the most viral Oz Pearlman performances, including the Joe Rogan guessing his pin number viral clip, and explains how all of them are done immaculately. And it begs this question, at least to me, I've been thinking about this question. At what point, you know, Oz Pearlman, he's very successful. He has books. He gets paid, presumably, to go on shows and do performances and whatever. At what point does this guy become worthy of the same reputation as Uri Geller, somebody who many people criticized as being like a phony and a fake? At what point does Oz Pearlman become worthy of that same level of disdain from the public because he is suggesting that he's doing something other than what he's doing, or that there's some underlying skill here that isn't just magic tricks, props, gimmicks, sleight of hand, etc. There's another example in this video. I'm not even going to go into it. Just go watch this video. This is an incredible video, okay? Here's a throwback picture. Here's a throwback video. This video from Oz Pearlman on America's Got Talent is, I believe, from 10 years ago. The reason I say I believe it's from 10 years ago is because on his wiki, Oz, it says that he's 43 years old. But in this America's Got Talent clip, he says he's like, I think 32, which means it took place at least 10 years ago. So let's watch this clip and listen very carefully to how he introduces himself.
I used to work on Wall Street, but I just knew it wasn't my career. It wasn't where I needed to be.
Yeah.
And just being on stage is where I feel at home.
So what do you do?
I'm a mentalist. I'm Oz Pearlman. I'm 32 years old from New York City, and I'm a mentalist and mind reader.
I'm a mentalist and mind reader. This is a clip that was not in the Baskin video, but I find that very important, that clip of him saying, I'm a mentalist and mind reader. Antonio, he's a numbers guy. So true. Where's the Patrick Bet David given?
We gave him the money. Boom.
Thank you, Antonio. You're a legend. Appreciate you. I think this is a very important moment when Oz says, I'm a mentalist and mind reader. Granted, it was 10 years ago, and this video from Baskin is only a month old. But the reason I think it's so interesting is because Oz Pearlman later explicitly says that he's not a mind reader. Let me show you the moment. Okay, here's the clip. This is from Oz Pearlman's this is from Oz Pearlman's TED Talk, and this clip is in the Baskin video. So let's see what he says.
I am billed as the world's greatest mind reader, but guess what? I can't read minds.
Guess what? I can't read minds.
What I can do is read people.
It's a very quiet clip. What I can do is read people. So this factors into the meta deception because, true, he can't read minds, but I think after you watch this video, you will also argue that he also can't read people. That's not what he's doing. There's a great moment in this video where, for example, he'll ask somebody, think of a name. And he already knows by whatever information gathering means he embarked upon before the trick took place or before the podcast took place. He already knows the name that the person is thinking of. Okay? But then he'll say something like, I want you to think of how many letters are in their name. And depending on how long they take, like let's say they take 3 seconds. That's quite a while to think of how many letters are in someone's name. So he'll go, you took a long time. That must be a longer name. I'm guessing it has 8 letters. And then the person goes, oh my God, that's so true. How did he know? So what he claims as being him reading your body language or him reading your behavior in taking that time to think of how many letters were in the person's name was actually just an added little flourish, a little garnish on the plate to sort of imply that there's some scientific method or like skill going into him figuring out what the name was. If somebody responds right away, like let's say they're thinking of the name Mike or Dave, if he says, think of how many letters are in their name, and they immediately go, okay, I've got it. He goes, okay, it's going to be a short name, 3 or 4 letters. Now he's setting up how he figured out. Do you get what I mean? But because he's doing this, this is the meta deception, is that he's saying, I'm not a mind reader. I can't read your mind. I read people. But it's one truth and one lie. But actually, they're both a lie. They're both, hold on. You see what I'm, wrong button. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? He's saying, I'm not a mind reader, but I don't read minds, I read people, right? He's saying, I don't read minds, I read people. But he's not reading their mind, and he's not reading anything else either. He's just doing magic tricks. So, I don't know. I'm sure there's a term for this where you like admit to one small thing to cover up a bigger thing. So I really do wonder, we're going to look at another clip where James Randi is talking about Uri Geller and how far his meta deception went. And apparently, according to the amazing Randi in this clip we're about to watch, Uri Geller claimed that his magical powers, his psychic powers, came from an alien planet. Like he was really dragging it. He was really taking it far. Let's look at this clip here.
Hello, I'm James Randi, and I'd like to tell you briefly the history of Uri Geller. It's a long story, but we'll cut it down in length, mercifully. 35 years ago, he started to tell the world the story that he was a genuine psychic. But he's now decided to make a reversal of that. Let's examine it. Now, back in 1975, in my book, The Truth About Uri Geller, I gave Mr. Geller the opportunity to do a withdrawal from his claims that he had genuine psychic powers. I said that if he did that, I would set him up with a prominent agent in New York City so that he could become a practicing magician, an illusionist. And he certainly would get international tours out of that. He could have made an honest living from that point on, but he ignored that offer entirely. Instead, now, just recently, within the last couple of months, he's decided to do a reversal, to withdraw from his claim that he has genuine psychic powers. Well, Mr. Geller, that won't work. It's too late now. There are too many academic careers from universities all around the world of people who have been affected negatively. A short list. Russell Targ and Hal Puthoff from Stanford Research Institute at one time, Wilbur Franklin, John Husted and John Taylor, Ted Baston, Andrea Puharich, the list goes on and on. These are academics who chose to believe that Geller was telling them the truth. He said he was. He said, I'm not a magician. I've never done magic tricks. I can't do magic tricks. I've always been the real thing. I have genuine supernatural powers. And they naively chose to believe him. And their careers were negatively affected, in some cases very seriously. Now, you can forget the teeny boppers. The teeny boppers sort of went along with Geller. They were titillated by him, and he probably made a good living from their support. But they're not the important people. The important agencies here are the national governments, other organizations, universities, research agencies that spent millions of dollars to investigate what was known as the Geller effect. They chose to believe that Geller was not lying to them when he said he had genuine psychic powers. He even said at one point that he got his powers, I hope you're ready for this, from the planet Huba. Who knows where Huba is? It's in some extragalactic area, I don't know. But he said that an angel...
It's in occupied Palestine. Oh, God.
...of some sort appeared to him when he was a mere child in his garden and gave him these mystical powers, and he found out that he could bend spoons with his mind. What a load of nonsense. I can't believe that anyone would accept this, but many people obviously did. Now again, we can forget the teeny boppers. It's the millions of dollars that were spent by agencies and by people who thought that he was genuine. They chose to believe him. Now he finds himself between a rock and a hard place. It's exactly where he deserves to be. Mr. Geller, you deserve this, and I will read from the closing words of my book. Somewhat out of character, I will read from Holy Scripture. This is quoted in the closing of my book about Uri Geller. Stand now with thine enchantments, with the multitudes of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. That's from Isaiah 47, verse 12. You're stuck with it, Mr. Geller. Lots of luck.
I mean, so there you go. Amazing Randy, anti-Semitic confirmed. Just kidding. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to Oz Pearlman, obviously his claim of being able to read people is nowhere near as outlandish or egregious as Uri Geller's claim that an alien species from the planet Huba came to him as a child and gave him psychic powers that allowed him to bend spoons with his mind. But this is where I'm stuck, okay? Oz Pearlman's meta-deception obviously isn't as ridiculous as Uri Geller's. It seems to be, for the most part, harmless. He's an entertainer for all intents and purposes. He's an entertainer. You could even argue, I think, that Oz Pearlman's meta-deception, where he insists that he's not reading minds, he's reading people, even though he contradicted himself in that America's Got Talent clip where he did claim to be a mind reader. He also claims that he doesn't do magic tricks, that these aren't magic tricks. In the video from Baskin, the 5-hour video, you'll see him hammering this point, that this isn't a magic trick, as though that is somehow less prestigious or less impressive, which I guess it would be less impressive, because part of what makes it impressive and entertaining is getting people to believe this idea that there is more to it than just magic tricks, that you actually have somehow like some sort of superhuman ability. So even though he is using a meta-deception, you could even argue that that's part of the act, even though it goes beyond the act. Him saying, no, this isn't an act. I actually do have the ability to read people. Him going beyond the act to say that, you could argue, is actually part of the act. Does that make sense? So I'm a bit I am a bit confused on it myself about how to sort of look at it. Also, Specs is correct in the chat. Specs says, I believe they call that a limited hangout. Cover up a small lie to cover a big lie. Thank you. Yes, a limited hangout. E1C1 says, unlike Oz, I actually am a mind reader. I'm reading Marco's mind right now, and he's blaming the you-know-who's for everything. Interesting. You know, can't believe you've done this. Very interesting. Okay, let's look at... this is a video that came out after that James Randi video where he's talking about Uri Geller's reversal. This video came out 13 years ago after James Randi's video about Uri Geller's reversal. It's called Uri Geller Loses His Temper in Spoon Council Interview.
Ever since he first bent a spoon with the power of his mind on UK TV back in the 70s, Uri Geller has, despite his many other achievements, been associated with this everyday piece of cutlery. In fact, he became for a short while the spoon's worst enemy. There wasn't a spoon in Great Britain.
Come on now.
At Keenan Kelly 7,524 dropped the bag $49.99 pawn super chat. Can
Keenan
we get
Kelly,
a quick, hey Rob, back
Hey Rob, back when I was in the military. Thank you, Keenan Kelly. I only wish that YouTube had not stolen 30% of your donation from you by using the super chat, and that you had instead used the Streamlabs link. But Keenan Kelly, I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Kisses from the Emperor and the cult to you. Thank you so much. Let's go back here a little bit. Here we go.
He became, for a short while, the spoon's worst enemy. There wasn't a spoon in Great Britain that someone hadn't tried to bend. Now he's agreed to think about possibly becoming the honorary, lifetime president of the Spoon Council, and is keen to promote the spoon. The most useful of utensils in the cutlery drawer.
You use it to nourish your body, and yeah, but let's put it right now.
Well, with bearing that in mind, is it true to say, really, that without the spoon, you'd be a nobody?
Not really. I mean, I did the spoon bending to illustrate to people the power of my mind, the energy that my mind can emit.
Really, it was the humble spoon that made you famous?
No. The spoon bending, which I brought into the world, was to show everyone that this is possible, that the power of the mind is immense. I very quickly moved into other areas, and I used my paranormal abilities for totally other things.
Let's get back to the spoon. I mean,
now he's again talking about paranormal abilities. Okay. So maybe this was filmed before the reversal. I don't know.
How useful was that to you in terms of furthering your career?
It wasn't. Looking back at my past, when I worked, for instance, for intelligence agencies, for governments.
I knew this was going to come up at some point too. Uri Geller mentioning that he used to work for intelligence agencies. Let me go to his wiki right quick. CIA. Okay, let's see. In the 2013 documentary, The Secret Life of Uri Geller, Psychic Spy, featured Uri Geller Netanyahu. Good Lord. The documentary claimed Geller became a psychic spy for the CEA, was recruited by Mossad, and worked as an official secret agent in Mexico. And in this clip, he's saying that he worked for intelligence agencies. We're going to see another clip in a moment of his supposed past. But let's watch this here. Let's finish this clip here first.
At my past, when I worked, for instance, for intelligence agencies, for government secret work, I never used this one. Besides, I can't really talk about that.
Sure, but without the spoon, I mean, let's face it, none of this would be here, would it? You are
wrong, because, I diversified. I used my abilities to locate oil fields, to find gold mines from major mining companies. I have written 20 books which were translated into 50 languages, sold millions of books. I lecture to major corporations around the world. But you keep going on about this spoon. I mean, aren't you interested in other things?
Sure, absolutely.
I'm a busy man.
Of course. But without the spoon, there would be no TV shows.
To be fair to Uri Geller, this guy is kind of dragging it. This guy is a very annoying little weasel, as well as everything else.
Let's cut here.
Uri suddenly had to make urgent telephone calls to his celebrity lawyer and celebrity PR advisor, so he decided to take a short break from filming the interview. After showing us some of his other work on his
I feel like this was set up too. Like they just happened to have this shot of him through the window getting very upset.
Break from filming the interview. After showing us some of his other work on his website, urigeller.com, we made him look at our website, thespooncouncil.org.uk. Then Uri settled down again to eagerly share his love of all things spoon.
So without the spoon, there would...
That had nothing to do with spoons.
Right, okay.
I mean, you keep going on constantly.
I don't know why. I feel like they're acting here.
You keep insisting this bloody spoon.
Do you have an affinity, do you feel, with simple, shallow, depressed objects?
I want you to stop filming right now. Stop. And
This has to be a bit.
I want you to get out.
Uri, please. Your response.
No, Graham. That we ended the interview now.
Yeah, well, it's simply that it's the spoon, surely, which has made you your career.
Just leave. I'm going to call my...
This has to be a bit, right? The Spoon Council? Okay, it was a bit. Oh, fuck me. He took part in this interview on behalf of the fictional Spoon Council. Okay.
Lawyer, get out. Just leave. I'm going to call my lawyer. Get out. Get out.
Okay, it's clearly a bit. He's poking fun at his own, I guess, career.
I think that went well.
Okay, so fuck that whole clip, I guess. It was just a bit. This can't be real. This can't believe you've done this. UUB in the chat says, I learned yesterday that Epstein's grandfather wrote the movie Casablanca, a movie about spies on an island.
Meet up on Epstein Island. Chilling on a Epstein Island.
Let me Google this. Rob, pull that up. Julius J. Epstein. Oh my God. Jeez Louise. I remember, wrote Casablanca. He had an identical twin who died. Is that this? Philip G. Epstein? I'm guessing so. Jeff. Are we sure this was actually Jeffrey Epstein's grandfather? Jeffrey Epstein, grandfather. It doesn't say that this is his grandfather. I mean, there's a lot of people with the last name Epstein. I don't know if that's accurate. Let's see. Okay. Oh, no, I don't know if that's. I mean, it could be on a different side of his family, but appreciate you, Keenan Kelly. There is no spoon. His voice gives me the ick. Imagine that guy bending a spoon in front of an all-black audience. Stupid. Partial disclosure is morally acceptable in some situations, but with him, it's just straight manipulation. My wife laughs at each PBD impression. Love that. Wasn't he just warming the spoon through rubbing it until it was bendable? I think that at a certain point that became a factor, but mostly it was him pre-rigging the spoons to be like already bent beforehand. Has a car covered in spoons. You keep going on about the spoon. Okay. This one is gonna hurt to watch. This is called. It's a very short clip. It's called. This one's gonna sting to watch. This one is gonna hurt to watch. It's called "The Most Interesting Man in Israel?" ? Uri Geller, and it was uploaded in 2022. Let's check it out.
How do you start a video about the most interesting man in Israel?
Hi, I'm Uri Geller.
He is a world-famous psychic.
No, wait. And a lover of spoons?
Now he's a psychic again, so forget the reversal.
A war veteran.
Oh, war veteran. Oh, what war? What war? These look like, I mean, we know he was born in a part of the world that's currently known by some as Israel. That looks like, to me, it could be an IDF uniform.
And a TV star? A millionaire? And he even worked for the CIA. Okay.
It just writes itself, doesn't it?
Let's just be...
What? An American... Come on now.
Gets me... Hadjan just tithed 135 Canadian dollars .82
scares
to
me
the
when
cult.
I hear that donate, the big
Loving
bag
these up,
donation
finger
sound.
down, finger high level conversations. Down, finger up, finger.
We having very high level conversations about Uri Geller. Was he in the IDF? Did he work for Mossad? We don't know. Thank you. Come on, everybody. Big up in the chat. We gotta pay respect to Hagen in the chat. Come on now. Roll out the red carpet.
God did.
Hagen recently has been carrying the streams on his back. I really appreciate it. Hagen, you were the biggest bag dropper of the last stream as well. So if you want that one-on-one call, hit me up. Email me or DM me or whatever. You know. But it writes itself, you know. The Israeli American TV star who also has ties to intelligence. I mean, where have I heard this before?
Star? A millionaire? And he even worked for the CIA. Okay. Let's just begin like this.
Uri Geller is a British Israeli born in Tel Aviv in 1946.
Wait a minute. He was born in Tel Aviv in 1946. But Israel was only established in 1948. Let me Google. What was Tel Aviv called before 1948? Because I actually don't know. Tel Aviv was established as a Jewish suburb of the ancient port city of Jaffa and was originally named Ahuzat Bayit. It was renamed Tel Aviv in 1910. Before 1948, it operated... Okay, so it was called Tel Aviv in 1910. But how does that work? It was called Tel Aviv. Huh? So it was renamed to Tel Aviv in 1910. Okay, I see. So Israel wasn't established yet, but it was, so Tel Aviv was a Jewish township. I see. Interesting. Okay. Go on then.
But there is one thing you should know about Uri.
He has been controversial his whole life.
This is why.
Oh no, not the spoon tattoo. Y'all catch that?
Been controversial.
On his arm. What can I say? I'm just a guy who just was in the IDF, did a little espionage, did a little fakery, made millions of dollars, sued a bunch of people. Don't worry about it.
This is why.
I did say Uri loves.
Oh no, the placement of the tattoo so that when he flexes it bends the spoon. Can't believe you've done this.
Spoons. Well, he actually became an international phenomenon thanks to them.
Everybody at home, go and get your spoons.
Yes, Uri claims that he can bend spoons using only the power of his mind.
We're still
Rob
doing
V
this?
2026 donated 10 Canadian dollars. I'm starting to think all the conspiracy theorists may be onto something.
Rob. Rob, don't be antiseptic, okay? Don't be antiseptic. Thank you, Rob. So, okay, so James Randi is dead. So James Randi is dead. What I want to understand is, did Uri Geller reverse his reversal? Because this video was only uploaded 3 years ago, and he looks much older. So is he now back to claiming that he can bend spoons with his mind?
Became an international phenomenon thanks to them.
Everybody at home, go and get your spoons.
Yes, Uri claims that he can bend spoons using only the power of his mind. When Uri showed his abilities to the world, many people mocked and doubted him. However, the CIA did not. In 1973, the CIA tested Uri to prove his psychic and mental abilities.
So the CIA took me to Stanford Research Institute. I was locked in shielded rooms. Drawings were done miles away, and I had to receive those drawings telepathically. One drawing was done while I was in Palo Alto and a CIA agent in Langley, Virginia, and I knew exactly what he was holding in his hand.
Just look.
Come on, bro. Isn't this exactly what... Didn't James Randi write a whole book about these claims not being true, allegedly? Don't sue me, Uri Geller. I'm just asking. I'm trying to figure it out. And didn't Uri Geller do a reversal claiming he didn't have psychic powers like almost 2 decades before this video came out? Or I guess more than 10 years before this video came out, because this was 3 years ago. That video was uploaded 16 years ago. I don't know exactly when it happened. I mean, can't believe you've done this, Uri Geller. I'm just trying to figure it out. And then also sued James Randi because of the claims James Randi made about Uri Geller not being legit.
These are the drawings of Uri and the CIA agent side by side.
So I ended up doing many things for the CIA. I erased floppy disks that belonged to KGB agents. And I beamed my powers onto the floppy disks. They arrived in Moscow. All the floppy disks were erased.
And at just 13 years old, Uri was already working for the Mossad, which is the Israeli version of the CIA. Uri grew up with little.
Okay, so this is I-24 News, which is... I'm guessing the I stands for Israel. And they're claiming that at 13 years old, he was already working for the Mossad.
Which is the Israeli version of the CIA. Uri Uri grew up with little, so it is inspiring to see where he is today. He even now has his own museum. Here you can see the biggest spoon in the world that Uri built, breaking a Guinness World Record. Inside, there are countless gifts Uri received throughout his life. Right now, you are looking at an album cover that Uri designed for his good friend Michael Jackson, and art from Uri's mentor, the Salvador Dali.
Oh, did I mention that Uri is also a relative of Sigmund Freud?
A model has a Pokemon character based on him.
Puts the Pokemon character based on him in his museum, but threatened legal action allegedly over the use of the picture of the Pokemon because it had a similar likeness to him? Hello? It's like when Mattel sued Aqua for the song I'm a Barbie Girl, and then later on, decades later, used it in the Barbie movie.
And recently warned NASA of an upcoming alien
invasion.
Invasion? I definitely think that
Let me read the caption on that. Let me read the caption on that post. My dear friends, a team mapping radio waves in the universe has discovered something unusual that releases a giant burst of energy 3 times an hour, and it's unlike anything astronomers have seen before. No doubt in my mind this is connected to alien intelligence way, way superior than ours. Start deciphering their messages. Is this video also a parody?
I definitely think that qualifies Uri as the most interesting man in Israel.
So there is a lot we can learn from him. Despite all the doubts he faced in his life, he was still able to become the person he is today.
If you want to lead an extraordinary life, remember this: the secret of success is originality. I always believed in myself. I thought, if I can go there with my mind, I can go there with my body.
This is the life of Uri Geller.
This is Inside Israel.
How did you know I was gonna say that?
I'm a bit psychic, remember?
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Can't believe you've done this, Uri Geller. This video from 2014 called Uri Geller claims iPhone 6 Bendgate is caused by mind energy. Y'all remember Bendgate with the iPhone 6?
We've been hearing lots of reports about the iPhone 6 bending, so we thought we'd get in the world's most famous spoon bender and mystifier, Uri Geller, to find out more. So, Uri, tell me, why do you think the iPhone 6 is bending?
Well, there are 2 reasons, and 2 reasons only. Either the phone itself is so thin and so flimsily made that it simply bends under pressure, physical pressure. But I can't believe that Apple wouldn't have tested it 1,000,000 times before. You know, a stress test. They do that to every item you manufacture today. The second reason is the most credible, in my opinion. I know it will have a tinge of the paranormal, but you see, when 10 million people are so excited and they're so motivated and inspired to get the phone, there is an energy produced. It's mind energy. That's all it is.
He's got to be trolling. This has to be another troll, like, mock interview, right?
So what would you recommend that Apple does now?
First of all, I recommend that they hire me to be their spokesperson, to explain the world that it's not Apple's fault. But if they don't do that, they claim that only very few phones bend. But hey, the awareness is out there now, so they have to come up with something. I'm trying to figure out whether they have to put a little warning, like on a cigarette box, warning, this is a very bendable phone, or call it, instead of iPhone 6, call it Uri phone 6.
Oh my goodness, can't make this up.
People will know that it's there to be bent.
So what's the story about your BlackBerry?
Oh, my BlackBerry. You know, I'm a great admirer of Blackberries, and I managed to do it. You see, the power of the mind is immense. It's huge. It's so...
Come on, man. Trolling, right? Like trolling. 1,000 views. How did I find this? 1,000 views in 12 years. Uri is my diva. I believe. Oh, I can't believe you've done this. I can't believe you've done this. How is it possible? Oh my goodness. You know? Okay, so let's go to a chapter in this 5-hour video. I want to go to a part where
you must be
this is such an always Marco thing to do, by the way. In this video about meta deception, Baskin does something which is a very always Marco thing to do, where he goes over the FTC rules about false advertising and deception, which I found very interesting because that's exactly what I would have done. Let's check out this part of the video here. It's like near the end.
Exactly how Oz does that.
I mean, going out with you must be such a deadly weapon to have.
It was a deadly weapon.
You can't tell us anything about how you do any of this, right?
No, why would he? Don't even ask.
Dude, I just wrote a book. It's coming out October 28th.
Oh, really?
Read Your Mind.
Really?
We're going to read that book. Literally, the cover quote is from my boy David Goggins. It says, learn to master the most powerful weapon, your mind.
Okay, so Oz is going to use a two-part strategy here when it comes to talking about his book. The first objective is to hook into the natural curiosity that people are going to have about how he does these tricks, regardless of whether you see them as tricks as in magic tricks, or whether you see them as tricks as in these isolated displays of skill, and you're still operating under that meta-deception of mentalism. This is a strategy that Oz uses all the time. He's just got to hook into that natural curiosity.
Can anybody do what you're doing?
This is a perfect pitch for my book. So I literally believe anybody can do what I'm doing. I don't think she's gonna get it because I haven't helped her out yet. I haven't given her the gift.
Okay.
Right, you gotta buy the book.
Yeah.
To explain how you do it, what is your answer to that?
Well, you know what? The secrets are finally being revealed. October 28th, I have a book coming out called Read Your Mind.
Now, this creates the impression that the book is going to naturally satisfy this curiosity. Like he said in one of the examples, he's going to reveal the secrets behind these tricks. And that's where step 2 is really important, because the book isn't going to teach you about fake Google searches or fake thumbs or impression pads or pre-show work or anything like that. And so what Oz says next is really important to pick apart very carefully.
Could you train somebody to do what you do?
So my book is not revealing mentalism tricks.
It's important to understand this word trick. What is a trick? Well, it's an act of deception, whether it's an innocent one like a magic trick or a malicious one like trying to trick your old senile grandmother out of her last $10,000. But it's also a kickflip. It's also telling your dog to sit. It's this isolated display of skill that you've had to practice and practice over time. So what then is a mentalism trick? Well, it's going to mean different things to different people. If you're on guard against meta deception, then it's going to be the kind of disclosure that you're looking for that someone is using deception in a trick that they're performing. But if you're affected by meta deception, then it's simply just going to be a foreshadowing that you're about to display some kind of skill that you've had to practice and hone over the years. And so you can see why it's a pretty handy word for Oz to use, and he doesn't mind when people say that he's performing tricks. But what about when someone asks him something less ambiguous? What about if he's performing an illusion?
I always felt like there was an elaborate thing going on that I wasn't aware of, which allowed the mentalist on stage to access the information that he or she wanted. I mean, am I right? Is it basically an illusion, albeit a very well-researched and well-executed illusion?
I don't know. When I use the term illusion, it's hard for me to understand because that has different meanings to different people. To answer very succinctly, it's not psychic powers, it's not supernatural. So there's no, if you're saying, is this some sort of thing that you're getting out of the ether? No. But is it based in some essence on science, where there's observable ways that I could explain to you of how I'm getting the information from you that you can't understand? 110%. So, and I'm gonna tell you why. That is a very limited subset of people who wanna read that. If you really think about it, sitting here guessing his roulette number, what does that do for you in life? Not much. Right? That's not like a big deal. It's
I
not,
don't know. You could go around semi and just like fuck with somebody pretty bad and be like, I know everything. Just keep popping in and out and letting them know that you know about them, and then you could kind of scare them.
That's true, but beyond scaring people or entertaining people, that's kind of the limit. But the skills surrounding what I do, of how to read people in business, how do you approach your boss to get a raise, right? How do you know if somebody's lying to you? Those are very good tactics. Memory. So a lot of what I do has a lot to do with memory. You don't realize it, but most of the stuff that people give you, they don't even realize they give it to you. They give that information and you hold on to it. It's like a coupon that never expires. Gabriel.
Okay, so much in there to unpack. Oz is being so careful with his words. Let's start at the beginning. So right away in step 2, Oz appears to be clambering out of this hole that he's dug for himself in step 1. He's hooked into all this natural curiosity, he's built all this attention for his book, but he's done so at the cost of creating the impression that the book is going to be revealing the secrets behind how he actually does his tricks. Now, Oz obviously doesn't want to do that, and so he's got to be explicit and upfront about the fact that that's not what the book is about.
Can anybody do what you're doing?
This is a perfect pitch for my book. So I literally believe anybody can do what I'm doing. My book's coming out in October, but I'm not going to teach you to be a mentalist. But the secrets are finally being revealed. October 28th, I have a book.
So exactly, perfectly illustrated right there with the text on screen. Anyone can learn to do what I'm doing by my book, but also my book isn't going to teach you how to be a mentalist, aka, okay, so your book isn't going to teach what you're doing?
Coming out called Read Your Mind, where I'm going to teach you exactly how to use these skills, not to guess, look at this, not to guess T-sizzle.
If he doesn't do that, he runs the risk of making a misrepresentation. Yet his goal is actually a little bit more sophisticated than that, because he also has to maintain the meta-deception of mentalism, which means that he's got to give people some sort of convincing reason as to why his book isn't going to teach them this learnable skill that he's spent the last 30 years developing. And his reason for that is quite clever, and that's that it's just not going to be useful to you.
How? This guy is so great in breaking down. I highly, highly, highly recommend this video. I know it's 5 hours, but put it on 1.25x speed. Boom, now it's 4 hours, and watch it over the course of a few nights. Or, you know, listen to 30 minutes of it while you're making dinner. Listen to another 30 minutes before bed. It's an incredible video. And this guy does such a good job explaining how carefully thought out Oz Pearlman's statements are, so that he maintains the meta deception of being a mentalist, but also doesn't go so far as to make a misrepresentation that could land him in legal hot water. It's very clever. Credit to him. Monsoon the Goon says he reminds me of those people who sit on patents or ownership rights with respect to Uri Geller. Yeah, true. David, what up? Bam. Mods in the chat. What's goody? Thumbs up the ting. 100 people watching. Let's see how many people have thumbs up the thing and how many are traders. Only 70. Okay, so about 30 people want me to go die, I guess. Just kidding.
Would guessing a celebrity out of a stranger's mind help you? Well, frankly, it really can't.
Because it's not useful in your day-to-day life. What would guessing a word out of somebody's head that somebody told you 10 years ago do for you? Virtually nothing.
Really?
If I taught you how to guess a word out of a book, or guess a number, or guess the name of a celebrity, that's actually not useful in your day-to-day life.
There's some pretty interesting misdirection going on with Oz's use of the word guess.
Guessing a word. Guess a word, or guess a number. Guess the name of a celebrity.
Now, we know that if you're going to use an impression pad or a fake Google search, then in fact there is no guesswork involved. You actually have certainty about whatever the information is. And yet if you're truly going to guess, then you can't know for sure. And if you do know for sure, well then you're really just pretending to guess.
E1C1 in my chat says this guy's next video will be a 20-hour deep dive into how porn actors don't actually love each other. Can't believe you've done this. Can't believe you've done this. Yeah. No, this video is much deeper than that when he's talking about the meta deception. It's actually a really well done video. Obviously, we don't need a 5-hour documentary to explain that psychics aren't really psychic. We know that, but this sort of was interesting because it goes beyond psychic claim and claims to be something completely different, which is mentalism. Hilarious, E1C1, what a legend. How is E1C1 not a mod? Was he a mod at one point and he lost it? What happened? What up, Walt Turner? What's goody? My thumb is up, my bunda, says Bam. Love that. Tekma says I'm a mentalist, mentally insane, but I'm...
And so Oz uses the word guess because it reinforces the meta-deception of mentalism. It creates the impression that he is using cold reading and studying people's body language and cues in order to make a really, really good guess as to what playing card they're thinking of. And so in the context of his book disclaimer, when Oz says that it's not useful to you to learn how to guess the name of your friend's first crush, for example, well then when he talks about asking your boss for a raise or knowing when your spouse is lying to you.
How to know if people are lying to you? When's the right moment to approach somebody to influence them? Your boss, your spouse, your best friend, right? How do you know if they're interested in you? How do you know if in different situations why they're mad at you? Or when's the best time to approach your boss to get a raise?
What we infer is that he's going to teach us how to make better guesses as to when to ask our boss for a raise, or how to better guess when our spouse is lying to us. And that suggests that it's going to be essentially the same set of cognitive skills that he uses to guess what playing card someone is thinking of. And yet, that's a problem for Oz because he's not guessing what playing card someone is thinking of. He's just reading it off the impression pad or off the Google search, or he's just used sleight of hand. And so he actually has to escape this context. This context of guessing is a problem for him. It reinforces the meta-deception, but it can't be what you think he's doing when he's teaching you about asking for raises and discerning whether your spouse is lying.
So clever. So, I mean, in case you're not following along, what Baskin is explaining here is that when he's promoting his book, what Oz Pearlman is doing is essentially saying, I can't teach you how to do the things I'm doing, because then it would be clear that it's just magic tricks. But then he also needs to still sell you the book. So he says, well, I can teach you the skills around what I do. So it's almost like a magician. Imagine there's a magician who said, I'm going to sell a book that doesn't teach you how to do my magic tricks, but it teaches you, for example, how to be more charismatic, which is going to be a helpful tool for me when I do my magic tricks, and that's going to be a helpful tool for you in your life. It allows them to still keep their secrets, but still convince you that they're offering you something in the book that you can apply that still is within the same like realm of value, if you will, relative to what you're interested in them for, which is actually just wanting to learn how to do magic tricks. So he's having his cake and eating it too here. And I think that's I think Baskin uses this exact term. He wants to have his cake and eat it too. Bam says, is this double speak? It's actually something called I think he refers to it in the video as dual reality deception, but he does also have on one point on the screen the word doublespeak. So yes, he is using various language tricks, including doublespeak, in my opinion, throughout the examples that are shown in this video, which I have to recommend this video again. E1C1 says, I legit thought everyone knew these guys were bullshit artists and trying to work out the trick was all part of the act. That's the entertainment. The reason it goes beyond that is because these people are not billing themselves as magicians or illusionists. They're saying that they are mentalists, meaning and implying that there's some actual skill. Like Oz says explicitly, I read people. In the America's Got Talent clip that he was in, he says it straight up, I read people's minds. I'm a mind reader. So, shout out Sylvia Brown. Yeah, Sylvia Brown. The reason you can't find him is because he's in water. I love that one Sylvia Brown clip where the woman's like, why am I, she says like, why am I anxious or something? Sylvia Brown's like, because you were a witch in a past life and people threatened to, they threatened to kill you unless you named 3 other people, and you named 3 other people and they drowned all 3 of y'all. And the audience was like, thank you. Hilarious. Okay, I have to pee real quick. In the meantime, your task in the next 30 seconds while I'm peeing is to thumbs up the thing and donate $30,000 for my legal fees. We back.
Anyhow.
Quick, everyone, donate while he's gone. Thank you, Bam. Okay. You know, I find this idea of the concept of meta deception really interesting because even though I've never heard that term before watching this video, I realize that it is essentially what multi-level marketing scammers are using as well, because there's the base level of deception, which is the lie of the MLM income promise, the magic trick, if you will, of the endless recruiting chain of 5 who recruit 5 who recruit 5. It's an impossible trick, of course, but the meta deception element of it, where it goes beyond just the pyramid scheme nature, allegedly, in my opinion, of MLMs, it goes beyond that. It becomes this like belief system where, much like Oz is selling a book that's teaching you the skills around what he does as a mentalist, you have people in the MLM world like Eric Worre who are selling books like his GoPro network marketing book, where it's teaching you how to, like, I guess, be a better network marketer, or teaching you. Thank you, Bam. You're a legend. I found the Streamlabs link in the chat. Thank you. Bam, you're a legend. Yeah, so you know, there's books like, that's what I was talking about. Books like Eric Worre's, where it's supposedly teaching you skills that are going to help you in network marketing. Or, you know, they always tell you read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and there's all these books, The Secret, Think and Grow Rich. What's another one? I don't know. You get my point, though. There's all these books around your mindset, self-help, New Age spiritualism, and New Age thinking that are supposedly supposed to help you in your network marketing business. But that's nonsense, because even the supposed network marketing, multi-level marketing business is a deception in itself. So it goes beyond just lying. You actually have to go into what Baskin describes in his video as a dual reality, I guess alternate reality, meta deception. He understands this concept very well. I'd be interested to talk to him because he understands this concept so well. What up, Devin? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? Welcome, Devin, in the chat. Where you been at? New Thinking Aloud with Dr. Ms. Love. Worked for SRI and Amway. Has ties with SRI, but what is SRI? Stanford Research. Okay. Help these mentalists find targets for the military. Tony Robbins was in it as well. Interesting. Interesting. Thumbs up the ting.
Thumbs up the ting.
All right, let's continue on here.
And so he uses this special language. He says, I'm going to teach you skills surrounding what I do.
I want to give you the core skills surrounding what I do. But there's a lot of skills surrounding what I do. But truly, the skills surrounding what I do, I want to teach you the skills surrounding how to read people more effectively, like you said. The packaging is what's important.
Yeah.
The skills surrounding. I'm not trying to sell you anything about being a mind reader or a mentalist. This is a separate pursuit. The skills surrounding everything I do, those skills, I started to really see that I think some of the things that I do in my life that are surrounding the mentalism.
Appreciate you, by the way, traveling lunatic. Thank you.
Are the actual hidden tricks and tips for success.
In other words, he's trying to break free of the performance to talk to you about real world skills that he has. And he does. He understands how to read people in the context of business. Anyone who's involved in negotiation and setting their own price is going to be able to tell you something about that. And yeah, he's been married for a long time and he has 5 kids. And so he may have genuine insights into knowing when your spouse is being dishonest. But it's not the same kind of guessing that he uses for the playing card. And so Oz has this dilemma because meta deception is not confined to the trick. There is no such thing as just, here is the guesswork of mentalism. It's designed to go beyond that, which means that it bleeds into everything that he does. And so what he's trying to do is have his cake and eat it too. And meta deception isn't going to let him do it.
Well, I have a book coming out later this year where, you know what, you've seen what I do.
Yeah.
And what if you could take these skills and apply them to your everyday life? You're not going to guess names or numbers, but what if you could know the right time to approach your boss for a raise? Know what your husband or wife is really thinking. That's where we're going with this. Taking the tools of mentalism and applying them to your life.
Unbelievable.
Where I'm going to teach you exactly how to use these skills, not to guess, look at this, not to guess T-sizzle, right? But how do you read the people around you in your life better?
at work, at home, and use mentalist skills in the real world.
Really? I don't. Guessing somebody's first crush, their ATM pin code, minus if you're nefarious and a criminal, those are skills that are very good for a party or an entertainer. But a lot of the same core skills that I do, which is how to read people more effectively, right? How do you know if someone's lying to you? And so the core skills of a mentalist is reading others effectively and influencing them. And that's what I'm teaching.
So in these examples, Oz seems to be more explicitly conflating the kind of non-existent pretend guesswork involved in revealing someone's playing card with the kind of real-world guesswork that is discerning the best time to ask your boss for a raise. He explicitly says that he's going to teach you the core skills of mentalism and how to apply them in real-world contexts. So it's completely reasonable for someone to buy the book knowing full well that they're not going to learn how to guess someone's playing card, but still expecting that they are still going to learn from the same core bundle of skills that do go towards guessing someone's playing card.
I'm going to tell you exactly when do you approach that person to have the highest chance of success. Is that mentalism, mind reading? No, it's core skills in life. But what do I do for a living? I read people all the time and how they behave and try to influence them. So let me give you some of those tactics and skills to use in your life.
But that's also not true.
You'll notice that Oz isn't using that special word surrounding like we've seen him do so often more recently, referring to those skills surrounding the mentalism performance being the ones that he's actually going to teach you in his book. But I'm not so sure that even if Oz did religiously use the word surrounding, that that's some kind of magical get out of jail free card when it comes to accusations of making misrepresentations about the book. So while obviously none of this is legal advice, consumer law, both here in Australia and the United States, works very similarly when it comes to making misrepresentations about products or services. The test that the courts will apply is what we call an objective one, which just means that the subjective intent of the seller to mislead or deceive is irrelevant, and the subjective effect on the buyer, whether they actually were misled or deceived, is irrelevant. The only thing we care about is the likely effect on an ordinary, reasonable person who is a member of the target audience or group that the product or service is geared towards. Okay, so
This guy's so good. This guy's so good.
I'm really no expert on US consumer law, so I thought I'd find you an authority that carries just a little bit more weight than I do, and that's going to be the Federal Trade Commission's policy statement on deception.
Love it.
So this is
Shout
an
out.
old letter. It was written back in 1983, but that actually goes to the strength of the information here because it hasn't been altered or edited or withdrawn or declared obsolete, and so this is still really good law. And it's written in simple English because the whole point is to provide guidance to the public as to how the FTC is going to understand and define things like deceptive acts or practices and apply various sections of the FTC Act. And so the meat and potatoes is down here in the summary where the FTC is going to list these three elements that undergird all deception cases: 1, 2, and 3. And so the first is the easiest in our case because there must be a representation, omission, or practice that is likely to mislead the consumer. And so it says likely to mislead because this is an objective test. It's not necessary to show that anyone actually was misled, just that there was some kind of representation or practice that is likely to mislead.
I just want to applaud this gentleman Baskin's tact and grace in discussing this topic because he is not explicitly making an accusation of, I mean, he is saying that Oz is involved in meta deception, but he's not making like a criminal accusation against him or saying that he's making a misrepresentation. He's saying, here's the framework that would be applied if someone was to accuse him, which is very tactful. I had it explained to me once. Unfortunately, I would say that it was explained to me too late in life, but there's a difference between holding up a picture of a pink elephant and saying, this is a pink elephant, and holding up a picture of a pink elephant and saying, what do you see? You need to be able to learn how to present evidence without actually making a declarative statement around it. That's something that I've learned, but hey, you know, hindsight's always 20/20.
The consumer. And so because we know that thousands, if not millions of people have been misled into thinking that Oz is guessing words or phrases when in fact he actually knows them beforehand using, fake Google searches or sleight of hand or, impression pads, then we actually know that there must already be some kind of representation, omission, or practice that is causing them to be misled because we have those people who already are misled. So the first element is really easy for us here. Second is where more of the debate is going to lie. And that's where the FTC is going to examine the practice from the perspective of a consumer acting reasonably in the circumstances. And so the question here really, people might push back and say, hey, look, Oz was upfront about the fact that what he does is a mentalism trick. He's upfront about the fact that mentalism is a subset of magic, and everyone knows that magic is ultimately about deception. You're being fooled in some way, you're being misdirected. And Oz always talks about misdirecting people, and that it's his job to misdirect people. They might also say that, he's upfront about the fact that he is not a psychic, and he doesn't have any supernatural abilities, and that being able to study someone's body language or look at how their eyes and eyebrows move in order to figure out the name of their first crush is ridiculous. That's obviously a supernatural ability, and so it would be unreasonable for someone to actually think that that was the case. And yet the FTC expands upon that a little bit here down in chapter 3, where it's going to talk about this second element, and it says something really interesting, and that is that when a seller's representation conveys more than one meaning to reasonable consumers, one of which is false, the seller is liable for the misleading interpretation. And so this is here where you might, think about what we just said earlier with the word trick. A trick can be an act of deception, but a trick can also be a display of some kind of practiced skill. All of the talk about misdirecting people and all the rest of it, that kind of sounds like to people that you're really just getting in people's heads and kind of pushing their thoughts.
This guy is so fucking smart, man.
Thoughts in all kinds of different ways, and it's still not incompatible with this idea that you don't know the word yet, and that you are ultimately making this really, really educated guess.
You guys need to. I command you to go watch this full 5-hour video. I command you not only to watch my 2.5-hour stream about this 5-hour video, but also to go watch the 5-hour video. I just can't believe you've done this. Devin says, OMG, this guy really said, let's use mentalism for evil, and ended up on podcasts grifting it. Yeah. E1. But if we applied all these rules, capitalism would collapse. Pam Bondi, probably. E1C1, shut up. The Dow is over 50,000. Don't you know that? Are you telling me Chris Angel's magic may not be real? Hilarious. Brandon C, what up? What up, King? What up? The newest mod in the cult. We'd love to see it. Mod ting.
Similar thing with like supernatural, I think it's reasonable for people to draw this kind of distinction between someone who's disclosing that they don't have supernatural abilities, and so therefore really what they have are these superhuman abilities, this really sort of highly trained skill that they've had to spend decades to develop. So I certainly think most of the debate is going to come down to this second element for certain. Third is, I think, more straightforward, and that is that the representation in missional practice must be a material one, which means that the act or practice is likely to affect the consumer's conduct or decision with regard to a product or service. And so here, are there people who are buying the book because they are convinced that Oz can guess these words and that he's actually
Bombaclat.
What's up? Just dropped a bag, 25 Canadian dollars. I find myself looking forward to your streams twice a week. Wednesdays and Saturdays are my favorite days. Keep up with these interesting streams. It shows me new ideas and stuff to research. Great job, Marco. Thanks.
Aw, Bombaclat. Thank you, what's up? Really appreciate you. That's so sweet. Yeah, Wednesday, Saturday. I used to stream Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I might have to sprinkle in some Fridays too, because grind don't stop, hustle don't quit, grind like no other. I be on some other shit. I might have to start streaming more. Get some more bread, get some more bags. We need that lawsuit money. Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate that. Wednesday, Saturday. By the way, this Saturday, this Sunday is my 30th Bumbleclaw birthday. And people have been asking me, what are you doing for it? And a lot of people have been asking. I honestly haven't, I'll tell you guys, I'll be honest. The storm of bullshit, the shit storm that I'm under right now with my lawsuits and everything, are such that I'm not even in like a celebrating frame of mind. Slight tangent here. There's this older gentleman, he's probably in his 70s, and I met him at the gym several months ago, and anytime I see him, he's in there so consistently. And anytime I bump into him, we always have a little chat. And I was telling him the other day, he's asking about how things in my life are going, and I was just honest. I just told him, I'm like, honestly, man, I'm in a dark chapter of my life right now. I'm going through it right now. I've got relatives going through health problems. I've got lawsuit issues I'm dealing with, you know, the list goes on. And so, I mean, mostly it's the lawsuit stuff. But what the hell? Where, how are we switching? And so he was saying to me, like, I was telling him that I'm turning 30 soon. And he was like, oh, well, happy early birthday. And I was like, honestly, man, he asked, how do you feel about turning 30? And I was like, honestly, not good, because there's certain things that I guess I correlated with being 30, or I guess pictured me and my life looking like at 30, that haven't matched up yet with reality. And I know, progress is not linear. Sometimes you take 3 steps back, sometimes you move forward. And when it rains, it pours. This is just a chapter of my life that I'm going through right now. And I when you're in the middle of the storm, it's impossible to see the other side or know if there is another side. And he was telling me, he's like, comparison is the thief of joy. And I was like, that's true. Comparison is the thief of joy. But also, comparison is kind of what's keeping me positive as well. Because, for example, this is so dramatic, but you guys know the Gary Vee clip? I'm just remembering this clip. This is such a hilarious and like so unserious clip from Gary Vee, where Gary Vee is like, imagine, I'm just going to try to find this clip. Imagine my kids got shot. Yeah. Watch this clip. I promise it's relevant to what I'm saying.
Who do you love the most in the world?
My family.
Good. Who in your family? Pick one.
All of them.
You're very politically correct. Cool. Every day, literally once a day, genuinely sit there for 5 minutes and pretend one of them got shot in the face. I'm being dead serious with you. Every single day, I said this today earlier, I probably once a week to 4 times a week sit there truly in the shower, on a flight, when I wake up. Some people meditate, right? Some people work out, right? To deal with whatever anxieties or thoughts they have. I actually sit and truly try to convince myself that I have lost one of the 5 most important people in my life. And that is the biggest thing I do that leads to the biggest happiness I have.
And the music. Oh my God, I'm sweating.
Like, what? You didn't sell. Who do you?
Okay, so as unserious as that clip is, I low-key, not even low-key, deadass, I have been doing this recently where like, I'll be feeling down about my circumstances and like feeling anxious about what the future holds and this and that. And then I would literally sit there and imagine that like my niece got hit by a car. And then I'll tell myself like, this situation I'm dealing with right now was was the cost of preventing the alternate dimension reality where my niece got hit by a car. Or like I'll do, for example, today I was in the gym, I was doing legs. I ran into this older gentleman again. And I was saying it's leg day today, day of suffering. And I was like, I was on the leg press machine and I was imagining, what if I just didn't have legs? If I didn't have legs, I would be begging to have the problems that I have right now with my lawsuits and whatever. So I don't know, like low-key Gary Vee was onto some shit, but like that, it does kind of make you feel worse as well, doesn't it? Like it helps to be like, yeah, I guess it could be worse, but you know in your mind that you're just making that up. Like, yeah, it's easy to say, well, if this was the case that my niece got hit by a car, I probably wouldn't feel nearly as bad. But I know that it's not the case. So really, what's the point? So I've been going back and forth between this frame of mind. But yeah, the Gary Vee clip. I make pretend that that my kids got shot in the face. Huh? Oh, my bum of a clot. Bumper Ross pussy blood clot. So I don't know why I mentioned that. Oh yeah, because I'm turning 30 on Sunday, and Yeah. I guess I pictured that when I pictured turning 30, I was going to be in Thailand, you know, we're in the club, bunch of bad gal around. Me and all my, bodybuilder security guard friends are there turning up. They play some Shanapal. Oh, I know it that time. Gold, I want to be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature for shut. That's what I pictured. That's what I pictured. That ain't what's happening, though. What's happening is what
you were about to witness.
Your Honor, please. So I'm in a season of my life, as they say. And yeah. Anyways, what can you do? All you can do is all you can do. Am I right? You just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Keep trying to go to the gym. Keep trying to eat my meals. Keep trying to sleep. But anyways, maybe we're gonna. Anyways, Saturday, it's gonna be a birthday. Always Marco birthday stream. I'm also considering sending out a special discount code. I kind of want to do like a gift for the goons. So I'm thinking everybody whose email I have, whether they came from, whether they were members of my Patreon or whether they've given me their email by through downloading the exit plan, the free guide that I made. I'm thinking of emailing every single person and offering them like a special birthday discount code on my for alwaysmarcomerch.com on that day. I don't know if that's a good idea, but who knows? Could be cool. Miss Black Introvert, what a great name. You really going through it, huh? Preach. Alex says that's a diabolical take. Specs, my favorite Gary Vee clip of all time. I met Gary Vee. 2017. I was early on Gary Vee. This dude reminds me of Glenn. Operation Find Glenn. Yeah, shout out Glenn. Shower on a flight? What? So, I don't know what to say. I don't even know where I was going with that. Normally, I do the weave and then I come back to the point. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Have faith. Have faith. Let's pretend one of the lawsuits is gonna end up in a crazy settlement where I get a bajillion, $500 million, $50 billion, and then the other lawsuit gets bodied, and then I use the money to recoup all the losses on the lawyers and the whatever, and I pay the taxes that the government wants, and we're good, and I buy the Thailand 5-year visa, and then I go to Thailand, and we're in the club surrounded by bad gal listening Fishana Paul.
Me dep on Epstein Island, chilling. Me dep on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island.
It's interesting too because I know that there are people who are my age who would probably look at my situation and think that I'm doing really good, which by some metrics I am. So I don't know. I'm kind of like okay, here's a good question. Would I rather be dealing with the legal issues I'm dealing with, or I got the wrong girl pregnant when I was 21? Would I rather be dealing with the issues I'm dealing with now, or I got the wrong girl pregnant when I was 21 and my niece got hit by a car? Walt Turner says, love the merch code idea. I will buy the gray shirt to complete the set. Say no more. I've never done like an email marketing blast. Hey, everyone. Sorry for blowing up your email. You gave me your email, so now I'm using it. Devin says it's hard because we have expectations for certain numbers and milestones. But remember, dumbass humans created numbers, and 30 means literally nothing. Keep going. You're doing great things, young or old. Yeah, I mean, 30 is 30 supposed to be an age where you have it all figured out? No, nobody ever has it all figured out. I don't know. It's just one of them milestone birthdays. Or so I thought. You know, I just thought my life would look different at 30. But I'm still young. You know, we could you know, we could lose it all and still bounce back one day. Knock on wood, inshallah, that it could happen. All right, let me go back to this video before I get too in my mind, too lost in my mind.
Figuring out these words, and that they wouldn't buy the book if they knew that ultimately he was just using sleight of hand or gimmicks or fake Google searches. I think that absolutely there would be. And certainly even, you know, aside from just the book, say booking a show. You know, you're going to book a corporate show, you're going to have this guy come in, and maybe what you want is to display to all of your employees this guy who has this incredible ability to guess words or phrases and therefore figure them out. If it turns out that this guy is actually just using sleight of hand and kind of essential magic tricks, then maybe you wouldn't have booked that service if that is what you knew that he was actually doing. So there we go. That is the FTC policy statement on deception. Let's get back to the video where I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. So keeping this objective test in mind, I think it's pretty unlikely that you would expect a person that you've used meta-deception on to convince them that you have these heightened powers of observation or this extremely developed cold reading ability and body language analytic or psychological powers of persuasion to plant thoughts and words in people's heads without them realizing, and then expect that person to think that those skills are just restricted to the stage that you're performing on or the podcast that they're listening to. That doesn't make any sense. All of those skills are so obviously applicable to a wide variety of contexts. That's actually what makes it so entertaining for ordinary, reasonable people to watch. And you count on that because that's what helps you get more attention. That's what helps you sell more corporate gigs. That's what helps you sell more books. That's why you're using meta-deception to begin with.
And people ask a question all the time, which is, were you born with this? And the answer is no, of course not, absolutely not. I do not possess any supernatural powers. I am not a psychic. This is a learnable skill that I feel anyone could do, but I've applied for about roughly 3 decades at reverse engineering the human mind. If I know how you think, I know what you think.
So I've heard more than a few people say that it's entertainment. Oz is an entertainer. He's upfront about the fact that he doesn't read minds or have any psychic or supernatural abilities, and so we should leave him alone. And there's a misdirection there because yes, Oz is upfront about the fact that he doesn't read minds, but that's a misdirection designed to throw you deeper into the meta-deception.
Except for when he literally said, I'm a mind reader on America's Got Talent.
And that he reads people.
Guess what? I can't read minds. What I can do is read people.
I'm not psychic, man. I know how to read people. But what do I do for a living? I read people all the time.
And when he demonstrates this ability to read people, he appears to do so in ways that seem superhuman. And so it looks like he's just swapped out supernatural abilities and replaced them with superhuman ones. And yet I'm not too sure there's much of a difference there, besides the fact that these days it's easier to convince people of the latter rather than the former. But let's just say that Oz was calling himself a psychic and that everything he was doing was designed to convince you that he had supernatural abilities. Well, isn't that still just entertainment?
How is it not a criminal punishable offense to claim that you're a psychic if you're making money off of it, right? I don't know why I've never thought of that question before, but how is it not illegal to claim that? Well, I guess faith healers exist too, right? You can claim that God spoke to you. It's unverifiable and unfalsifiable, but I think if you're profiting off of it, shouldn't the burden of proof be on the person who's making the claim? I would think. Miss Black Introvert says, you got me scared to turn 30. You'll be all right. Black don't crack, as they say. Croteen says, can't believe you've done this. Thank you, Dread. Dread says, I feel for you, man, but you are a godsend and doing the Lord's work for exposing these scammers. Thank you, my king. Thank you. Walt Turner says, off topic, but I heard this statement the other day that really got me. Someone asked a specialist if a hyena is more like a dog or a cat. She died like a dog. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. And they said, we made up both terms, so you can pick either. Okay. Appreciate you, Walt Turner. Surcharge losing 30% of his donation to YouTube, but thank you, Surcharge. 30 is when people realize they more basic than they thought they were at 20. 45 is when you realize you were naive at 30. Thank you, Sir Charge. Really appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Appreciate that. The crocodile truth hunter. You love your Australian analogies. What was it you called him before? Steve Irwin? It is illegal. This is discussed in Ponzinomics, says Benjamin. Well, apparently Benjamin knows Ponzinomics better than I do. Let me Google that. Is it illegal to claim to be psychic? Claiming to be psychic is generally not illegal, but it becomes criminal fraud if used to deceitfully obtain money or property. Oh, interesting. Freedom of speech protects the expression of such beliefs. Laws such as Section 365, damn, she fine, I hope she can talk to me one more time, of the Canadian Criminal Code prohibit fraudulently pretending to use witchcraft or occult skills for gain. Oh! So the Indian psychics in my video committed crime when I paid them $50 for their consultation. Love that.
Isn't he still just an entertainer? Isn't entertainment this world where you can say and do whatever you want as long as you're able to keep getting attention? Well, actually, yes. The key, though, is that you have to keep getting attention. And that attention is going to depend on what people believe about what it is that you're doing. Uri Geller was entertaining because people genuinely believed that he had supernatural abilities to bend metal spoons with his mind. When they recognized that he was deceiving them, then he stopped being entertaining. Entertainment has standards, and your ability to meet those standards in creative ways is actually what makes you entertaining. And those standards change and morph throughout time.
I've changed and manipulated time. This is just the Godfather, the Gladiator clip.
I hope that the idea of men murdering each other for no reason is something that we no longer find entertaining. There's no question that our desire to see simulated warfare lives on.
Bomba.
Executed act of deception is actually one of the most entertaining things there is.
Out to James with a new shot clock. Oh, great no-look to Zizic, who puts it home.
How about that?
LeBron James. LeBron James. I actually love that song, unironically.
Everybody, even myself included, thought that ball was going to Kyle Korver right there for an easy three.
LeBron James.
This is something that's absolutely
my name is Trey. I got a basketball game tomorrow.
It's from a middle school football game in Texas. You see, he just kind of walks up the line nonchalantly and then takes off and heads for the end zone. It's a touchdown that ended up tying the game at 6, and the game ended in a tie. I guess he told the center, he said, the officials want us to walk the ball up 5 yards, so he just casually hands the ball back and then strolls up the line. Nobody really caught on until he took off for the end zone. I guess you can't see the coach in the play, but he's on the sidelines and really acting it out as well. So a great play. I guess if football doesn't work out for him, the quarterback's Jason Garza, he might have a career in acting.
But this video was never about the kind of deception that society has already accepted and permits and encourages to operate within these clearly defined boundaries. This video was always about the kind of deception that breaks free of those boundaries. The kind of deception that requires a handful of people to truly understand and recognize it for what it is, see it operating in its context, and contemplate what the ramifications of that are. I've done my best to make you one of those people. And so now I pass the buck to you.
What an absolute mad lad that gentleman is. What a great video. What an absolutely great video. So please let me know in the comments, does Oz Pearlman deserve the reputation of being a great entertainer who's doing nothing wrong? Or should we look at him as essentially a grifter who's using very clever language to disguise what he is or isn't doing in order to sell books and TV appearances and performances and high-paying gigs and whatever else? I think Baskin answered the question pretty good there, or at least explored the idea pretty well there about, well, isn't it entertainment? Isn't it fine? Can't you do anything? It's an interesting question. We have Bread and Circus later tonight, folks. Don't miss it. Devin in the chat asks, why don't we see these people getting in trouble more often? Is it a pain in the ass for lawyers to prove someone is or isn't meeting the criteria for supernatural? It's a really good question. I sometimes I wonder why that is myself. But I guess who would it be? First of all, who is it that's bringing the claim? That would be the first. That's number one. Who is bringing the claim? Is it like a state prosecutor? You know, is it who would the actual responsibility fall to? This is a good question. Somebody load up a AI chat or something to figure this out. Because like, if he goes on a talk show in LA and starts, you know, doing mentalism tricks and then promoting his book and saying you can learn the skills around what I do, would it be the California Attorney General that has to like bring the claim against him? And then would they have to put together a class of supposed victims who bought the book and then said that they, you know, thought that they were going to learn A, but they ended up learning B and they felt deceived by it. And then you have to figure out how many people there were, organize all them, figure out the total amount of damages, etc. Never mind the fact, Oz Pearlman is a dual citizen with Israel. So I don't think you'd ever be able to, you know, how could you actually make him stay put in one place to, you know, he's born in Israel. So I do wonder that as well. But I truly don't know. This is a good question. Somebody could research that. Like, who would be responsible for it? He also probably has a ton of money himself. So, I mean, the question would then become, what sort of state agency who has limited resources, which state attorneys general is going to blow through X percent of their legal budget for the year on staff attorneys to go after one guy when they have no doubt other things to deal with? I truly wonder that. Yeah. Okay, well, I do have a couple more things. Unless you guys want me to go. Blink, blink, blink. Being bashful. First, let's check this out. In honor of the true South Park episode we live in, Jake Paul joined Trump on stage, and let's see what he had to say.
Jake Paul is a great guy.
Such a great guy. You see what he's doing? Unbelievable. Nobody's ever done anything like it.
You know, part of the deal is he said, do you mind if I do an interview with you? I said, Jake, I'm the president of the United States. I don't do interviews. Look at Joe Biden.
LOL, what do you mean? You did a ton of interviews leading up to the election.
He went 2.5 years without doing an interview because he was shot. But he was shot 30 years ago, too. He was no good.
Where was Joe Biden? Where is Joe Biden?
But I said, Jake, I'm president. How can I do your local podcast? But his local podcast is big stuff. And he's big stuff. Jake, you got to come up. Come on. But his local podcast is big stuff. And he's big stuff. Jake, you got to come up. Come here. Come on. You got to come. This guy has guts. And he walked out with a broken jaw. Anyway, this was not the greatest fight. But you know what it showed? Lots of courage. Come here, Jake. Say a few words. These are your people.
Yeah, what Mr. Trump has taught me is courage. You know,
why is Jake Paul sweating so much?
We never back down from a fight, even if they're much bigger than you, much, much bigger than you. And I feel all the local Kentuckians feel the same way. You guys have that fight. You guys have that swag. There's a lot of young kids in here. The future of America. I grew up just a few hours away from here, and my dad taught me to fight. And all of our voices matter in America. And I'm never afraid to speak the truth, and I know you guys aren't. We are here representing the United States, and it's just a blessing. Thank you, Mr. Trump. We need more factories like this thriving all over the country, and I know he's going to be the one to bring that here to us. I know God is with us. I know he wants us on the right side of history, and everyone here has to do their part, and God's got us. Trump's got us. God bless. Love you, Kentucky.
The right side of history? What the hell are you talking about, Jake Paul?
Kedishanu. B'mitzvotah. B'tzivanu. Mitzvah. Tefillin. Shema. Israel. Adonai. Eloheinu. Adonai. Echad. Baruch. Shem. Gabor. Machuto. L'olam. Va'ed. Am. Yisrael. Hi. So your mother's Jewish, right?
Yes.
Your mom's mom is Jewish.
Yes.
That means today's your bar mitzvah. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Kedishanu.
Interesting, very interesting. Okay, I do an interview for $5, says Javier Sanchez. Thank you, Javier Sanchez. I don't even know what you're talking about, but thank you, Javier Sanchez. I want to watch another video. This is perhaps the ultimate bread and circus video that has ever existed. It's a... If you didn't know, Donald Trump's granddaughter, Kai Trump, I think she's... How old is Kai Trump? She's a teenager, I think. Oh, she's 18 years old. She's 18 years old. May 12th, 2007, she was born. Oh my God, I'm old. And she has a YouTube... Well, my blood clot. She has a YouTube channel where she has banger videos such as My Grandpa Became the President Again, Playing Golf with President Donald Trump, My Grandpa, Kai Trump Election Night Vlog, Watching a Rocket Launch with SpaceX with Elon Musk. Her latest video is perhaps the most bread and circus video that could ever be released during the current circumstances of the world that we're living through, literally World War III and whatever else. And it's called, I Brought My Secret Service to Arowan. I mean, we have to, it's been commanded by the universe that we have to watch this, isn't it?
Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel.
Also, somebody tell me if she has veneers. I know she's quite young to have veneers, right? But there's something about, and I'm not trying to hate on her because she's basically a kid, but like, even when she spoke at the that one Trump campaign event, maybe it was the RNC before he was reelected, I noticed she has this like speech impediment. I even saw comments on social media being like, is she acoustic? Because she seems to like slur her words a lot. And there was even a comment, I think it was on this, where somebody commented and said like the veneers are, somebody commented something about her speech impediment and veneer. Look at this. Let them eat cake, but actually hilarious. There was something, somebody had commented something. Oh, was it there? Veneer? No. Somebody mentioned something about veneers. But anyways, we have to watch this. We have to watch this. We can't not watch it. E1C1 says, I took a tab of acid in 2016 and sometimes I feel like it never wore off. There you go. Anthony says, the irony is Jake Paul owns a deodorant company. What a bad spokesperson. That's funny. Maybe he'll use that
guys.
for later marketing. All right, let's watch Kai Trump. I brought the Secret Service to Arowan. Great. Everyone, your tax dollars at work. Kai Trump's Secret Service detail at Arowan.
Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel. Right now we are in Arowan, which is in LA. This is me in the Arowan video and everything I get from Arowan. If you guys don't know Arowan's the most expensive grocery store pretty much out there. Everything's crazy expensive. So we're gonna get my favorite stuff, even supplements, whatever it may be, and then we're gonna go home and try it out.
Let me know if you guys have any questions on the prices or anything, okay?
So how much are the sweaters? The Haley Bieber smoothie? Oh my god.
They really roar.
I was just in Arowan in January with David Shapiro. If he's still here in the chat, we went and we had some nice food at Arowan, and I'm still recouping the money for that. No, actually, it wasn't bad. The cafeteria thing that they had in there wasn't bad. I didn't go and buy like the $40 bottle of whatever magical water that they had.
Laid out the red carpet for you.
I'm looking for my phone and you have it. I'm gonna go like bankruptcy with this stuff. I need to file for bankruptcy.
Hold on. Steve in the chat says mechanical engineering student Uri Goldstein attended one of Uri Geller's shows and subsequently sued the show's promoters for breach of contract and received a small amount of money. Really? Interesting. But what was the breach?
Me and Matt were just talking about peptides. That's why it's funny.
Collagen. Wait, does that mean it's good for your skin?
Yeah, it's supposed to help your skin. So we get $44 up here. We call it. Oh, I'm like kind of scared to try the peptide out. Collagen creamer. Is this really your coffee?
This is going to be the updated version of the Ellen Bill Gates video we watched last stream, where it's like Price is Right and Bill Gates has to guess the price of regular household items. Ellen's like, how much for a pack of instant noodles? Bill Gates, $10? It's like $1. He has no concept.
Looks like it.
Right?
What are these? These just are like collagen peptides, unflavored.
Yeah. Should I just try it? I'll get like one of these to try it out. Right? I mean, that's fine. Oh, these are really nice. I love dates. Should we get a date jar for $13?
I think the dates are what, $2? The jar with the sticker on it.
It's like
$16.
Very interesting, Steve. But was this guy who sued Uri Geller or sued the promoters, was he was just a attendee, right? He wasn't one of the promoters himself. So was he even, how could he sue for breach of contract if he wasn't one of the signees or signatories of the contract? Maybe you can, I don't know. This is so relatable. I was shopping for peptides with my Secret Service the other day. Goldstein was awarded IL 27.5, around $5 for breach of contract. Goldstein admitted he went to the show specifically with the intention of suing to get his money back. What? You'd spend more time and money just trying to do... I mean, that was just a flex, wasn't it?
We should have got it fast.
You could also just be completely making this story up. I didn't go check.
Oh, here's the fun aisle.
I love these perfect amino ones.
Oh, you know this brand?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I don't know what this is. Should we just get whatever?
Yeah, I think that's like their white label, like Arowan brand.
Vitamin C. What's a Shahati liquid complex?
I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that.
Would you try one with me?
I saw a thing today that was like choosing World War III over arresting pedophiles was certainly an interesting choice. Guys, don't look too much. Don't look at that. We have a new video from Kai Trump 3 days ago about taking the Secret Service to Arowan. Pay attention. Don't look over there. Look over here.
Super greens or what? Sure, do it. Let's see.
No. I'll make you a liquid Shahati.
I don't need more energy. We just had 80 energy drinks. Let's do the immune support.
Let's throw that in there. Oh my god, this is the cholesterol we were talking about.
Oh yeah, the Armra.
Oh, this is disgusting.
Reminds me of going to Arowan. All my Secret Service goon security around. Buying everything just for the fuck of it.
I have so much collagen peptides.
Oh, here you go. This is the good stuff. The stress relieving.
Oh, you know I take ashwagandha every night.
Stress relieving ashwagandha. There you go.
Let's just add this to the mix. Why not? Do you need some digestion enzymes?
When I was in Arowan in 2022, when I went to LA in January of 2022, they told me I couldn't film in there. They saw me filming just with my phone and wouldn't let me film in there. So, but I guess there's some privilege that comes along with being the president's granddaughter. Surprise. Does Arowan accept Melania coin? Do you think Kai Trump and Bear... Hold on. Do you think Kai Trump calls Melania grandma? These are the important questions we need to be asking. It's weird how Barron is Trump's son, which means that he's Kai Trump's uncle, but he's only like a year older.
I think I'm good on those ones.
I don't really digest very well.
I think we're good on those ones.
This is sea moss. I'm like too scared to try sea moss.
These are all the drinks.
Yeah, where should we go next?
Those are all like your different oils and things.
Mr. Beast has nothing on this type of content. This is incredible content. No, Devin, you're thinking of ketones. That's what Jesse Lee Ward was pushing. Bam says, this is me and Healthy Planet. Me, I ain't spending money on any of this shit. Is Healthy Planet like a supplement store? I've never seen that before. We have like GNC and Supplement World here.
Oh, you see those? I have one of these, the filtered shower head.
The pop-up sound effects are way too loud.
It filters all the bad stuff out of your water.
Oh. Should we get a candle? No, I'd rather get a water bottle than a candle. That's crazy. Wait, guys, one thing about me is I don't spend like a lot of money. Like I'm very, like I don't spend a lot.
I would hope you don't spend a lot. What you don't make? How do you make money? You're a child. You're a teenager. What do you mean? Of course. Oh, what a relief, guys! Kai Trump doesn't spend too much money. So down to earth. So girl next door. You know, how humble.
What do you think your cart total is going to be?
This is probably 100 already.
Oh, wait, show me your cart. Show me.
You get Arowan soda. You get a kombucha. I don't really like it.
Kai, I don't think you can purchase.
Oh, wait, that's alcohol. I didn't realize that was alcohol. Alright, what kind of sushi are we feeling that? Okay, you're gonna have some of this for me.
I've heard it's some of the best grocery stores sushi you can have.
Guys, I don't spend a lot, as the Secret Service is just off camera, ready to kill to defend this girl. As your tax dollar, you know what? She doesn't need to spend a lot. You're spending a lot on your taxes to fund the Secret Service agents who are currently guarding her while she's at Arowan. So it all balances out.
What's this? Is this salmon?
It looks like salmon, yeah.
Is it tuna?
Tuna's good.
Let's just get tuna.
Yeah, I think do the tuna. That would be a good one.
Alright, should we go order some hot bar?
You want to do the hot foods? Or you want to start with smoothie?
Where's the smoothie at?
Smoothie's up on the front. I think it's two separate lines.
I remember in 2022, I got some Bumbleclot smoothie from Arowan just because I wanted to try it. $17 US for the fucking... And it wasn't even good.
We can do hot. Let's do hot foods first. Let's do hot.
Let them eat Arowan.
One thing about me is I hate filming in public, so this is like so awkward right now for me.
Guys, she's so down to earth. This is so awkward. Didn't you speak on stage at the Bumbleclot RNC talking about my grandpa just a regular grandpa? Everybody look at my grandpa and they see the president, but I'm actually just a regular grandpa. What are you talking about? It's crazy how... Hold on, I saw a comment about this earlier. I saw that this video came out and I went and looked at the comments, but I didn't actually watch the video because I wanted to save it for the stream. But there was something that was like, it's crazy how no matter how rich people get, they still want to be cool on the internet. I love that my taxes are funding this instead of school lunches. We need to eat the rich for real. 52,000 dislikes for those wondering. Bumbleclot. Grandpa is in the files. Worry about that. Hunger Games at this point. The French revolted for so much less. Yeah, who was it that revolted because they tried to put a tax on tea? And you're literally paying taxes. We're all paying taxes to billionaire pedophiles who are launching wars in countries that we have no business being in. And we're still like, oh, what are you going to do? I'm working 12-hour shifts so these people can have their lifestyle. Guys, I'm not encouraging revolution. I'm just saying, if there is a revolution, I might not be streaming that night. I'm not saying where I'm going to be. I don't know where I will be, but I probably won't be streaming. Okay? The most out-of-touch video ever. You're at the ripe age to go fight in Iran. Oh my goodness. Where's the comment that's about... ask your grandfather about filing bankruptcy? Money can't unlame you. Oh my god. Grandpa killing innocent children. Enjoy your $50 smoothie though. If I didn't laugh, I would cry. Did you know your grandpa cut food stamps for tens of millions of Americans? Oh my god. The dental work costs more than 80% of Americans' yearly income. Read the room. Your family is setting the world on fire. In America, the president's granddaughter has achieved the highest aspirational position, mid-tier influencer. Oh my goodness. I don't have health insurance is such a good comment. Just, I don't have health insurance. Allegedly, in my opinion. You should be drafted. Oh my god. We're not a real country, just 5 megacorps in a trench coat. I can't believe it. Can't believe you've done this. This is so dystopian. Oh my god. Can't believe we have to watch the rest.
Me and the green short ribs. Safety meal.
Buffalo cauliflower again?
Yeah. I'm gonna have some of it, right? I can't eat it all.
Yeah, I'll have some of it. The rice balls with the
Can we get
sauce.
the rice balls, please?
You want the sauce on it?
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Demonetized?
Should we just get a water bottle?
You want to get a sweatshirt?
Oh my gosh. Benjamin posted in the Discord. By the way, link in the chat to join my Discord if you're not in there. It's free to join. Just click the green check mark. Marco Rubio buried in mockery after wearing comically oversized shoes Trump gave him. Is that true?
Little Marco, little Marco.
Crazy shit. Honestly, who's to say what's real at this point? It's all so comical.
Where's the sweaters are over there? Let's go check out the sweaters.
Why does she slur like that? This treasure over there. She's 19, almost 19 years old. Why do you slur like that?
Let's get a water bottle.
The treasure over there.
Oh wait, they have sugar bottles? Should I just grab it?
I like how nobody gives a fuck. I like how nobody cares.
Does it say Matt?
I don't know. Nancy.
Nah, from Matt. Not Matt, not Matt.
Nope. Very pretty.
Alright guys, so we're looking at the juices. Let's get this one. The lavender lemonade. Sounds
What
good.
is that?
Lavender lemonade.
She's not even showing like the crazy expensive stuff. Show the water that's $40. She's showing a $10 drink. It's not, you know, it's not crazy.
Lemonade. That sounds good. Ooh, the sweaters. What's the price of the sweaters? How much are they legal?
Good question, Tekma. Do you think someone put her up to this, or is this content she wanted to make? I mean, could this be a brand partnership to promote Arowan? Like, I don't know.
Let me know if you guys have any questions on the prices or anything, okay?
Yeah, how much are the sweaters?
Yeah, the hoodie's $165.
Bombaclat.
Sweaters like no hoodie, like $150, $150.
She knows she has to act like... She knows she has to act like she can comprehend how expensive that is. Like, I'm sure she doesn't have Aloe Yoga and Lululemon expensive-ass clothes any fucking ways.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then yeah, personal bags too, tote bags, all that stuff. I like the. When did you guys do the yoga mats? This has been here like maybe about a month now, maybe 3 weeks. Okay. Yeah, maybe 3 weeks. $165 for the yoga mat. $100 for this side here. It's like a, I don't know, joint.
It's some fucking cork that they cut out into different shapes.
Like the joint, ball roller or whatever.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, yeah.
Back over here real fast. $165 for a grocery store? I'm gonna go like bankrupt with this stuff. I'm gonna need to file for bankruptcy.
You probably got 200 in your cart right now.
No, there's probably 400. Should we get a guess? Let's bet on the final price.
So Bill Gates on Ellen coded. Should we guess a final price? $800? Bill, how much? Hey, Bill Gates, guess how much 4 smoothies are from Arowan? $6,000?
With the smoothie, the $21 smoothie?
$220?
I'm going to say 165. 165.
I said 200.
Okay. They really laid out the red carpet for
I'm
you.
looking for my phone and you have it. It's like I have like anxiety.
Is this her police motorcade right now? It literally... Bruh, it literally is. Oh, they got the plainclothes Secret Service. No fucking way. How could you joke about like, oh guys, this grocery store is so expensive, and then literally you show how many vehicles can we see? Let's see. 1 bike, 2 bikes.
They really
3 bikes.
laid out the red carpet for you.
1 police car.
You have it. It's like I have like anxiety.
1, 2, 3 Escalades. From what we could see. Don't worry, Specs. They're gonna show who was closer. They're gonna show who was closer between Matt and Kai. I know we're all waiting in suspense, waiting with bated breath to see who was closer to guessing the Arowan price.
All right, guys. Oh my God, that's like really, really heavy. You picked it up like it was nothing. We're back at the hotel room now. We got the Haley Beaver smoothie right in front of
Somebody use AI to tell me what hotel this is so that we can see how out of touch this truly is. They're probably staying at the finest hotel.
us. What's the fancy word? CMOS in there?
I think it was CMOS.
That
And
sounds...
collagen. CMOS
Collagen. Collagen peptides. So we're gonna try this out. My first time trying it. Oh. Smell test. It does not smell great. Ew. Okay.
Breaking news, YouTuber Always Marco kills himself on live stream. JK.
Holy
Which one is that?
The Haley Beaver smoothie? Oh my.
The screen being frozen on this still image of her face as I kill myself on stream, and then I fall off to the floor off camera and the stream is still going and it's just her face there. That would be the most poetic. That would be the most poetic way to go out at this point.
Oh my God. This is really, really good. Matt, I'm telling you.
Is it that good?
Mm-hmm. Here, try it.
Adrenochrome peptides. I mean collagen peptides.
Is this really that good?
Yeah, super good. So we got some vitamins and stuff.
There's a T in vitamins, Kai. They're not vitamins, they're vitamins.
I'll be taking, I guess, tonight. So we got some vitamins here. We got this expensive, what's it called? Nitro water? Hydro. Good, right?
Wait a minute.
It's good. There's something
Wait
to
a
it.
minute.
What kind of water is this?
It's extra hydrogenated. I don't know what that means. I think they add another H to the H2O, you know?
This is the biggest rip off. It just tastes like water. Essentia, best water out there.
Shout out.
This
Are these veneers, bruh?
seems honestly like very what's the word? I feel like I just got ripped off.
My teeth look fucking yellow compared to her shit. I have some food grade peroxide and baking soda. I'm gonna create a paste out of it and scrub my teeth with it.
It's nano pure.
Okay, nano pure, whatever it is. Ooh, I want to try these. Me and Matt got these like packets. This one is whatever.
Creating America says foodie influencers have said how mediocre Arowan stuff actually is. I think she just thinks it's so good because it's so expensive. Yeah, I wonder if in her mind she thinks the plebs, the goyim, are like expecting her to say that it's good because it's so expensive, and she's like trying to portray this image of like a regular, everyday, down-to-earth girl who's like having this rare experience that if we all had it, we would all feel the same way about it, and we're like living vicariously through her as she experiences this, but it ain't.
This is yours, your immunity.
Gotta love immunity.
I got Shahita Liquid Complex.
Shilajit? Maybe she's dyslexic. Let me be easy on her.
So should we try this?
What does that one do?
I don't know. Oh, my stomach's like grumbling. What the? It tastes like I'm eating moss. Nah, that was the worst thing I've ever tasted in my life. This is so good. We gotta buy.
One day we'll all be eating little gel packs made out of bugs. That's the way it's meant to be, y'all.
See, Arowan packet. I'll low-key just try this tomorrow because I low-key don't feel like having more vitamin C and putting stuff into my body that I just already put in my body. We got some dates.
Oh, the dates.
The $20 dates. So you see if it lives up to like its hype?
Oh my god, the editing.
Alright guys, so we can't get the dates out, so we'll just like leave it open.
Yeah, you gotta go switch jewel dates.
I love these. So we got some dates, some Arowan dates, make it special.
Yes, Jeff Miller, you know it. You know it, my king.
It just tastes like an expired date. I shouldn't have left it in the original packaging.
It's a hot take.
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O, new merch order from alwaysmarcomerch.com. Who is it? I don't want to say the name in case they don't want me to dox them, but somebody just came up on Loot, bought the cult member hoodie in black and Heather Forrest. Hell yeah. Congrats to the proud new owner all the way out in Belgium. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
How much do you think that sticker's worth?
$10.
It's a solid sticker.
The sushi.
Ooh, bumpa. Jeff Miller says, I'm bringing the bag on Saturday. Y'all better do the same. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. When Jeff Miller says he's bringing the bag on Saturday. But where are you bringing the bag to? To the Streamlabs, I hope. Not to the Super Chat, right? Blink, 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 blink. I'm going to get some special guests on the birthday stream. Don't worry. Don't worry.
What we've all been waiting for. Here, Matt.
I'm still trying to figure out what was in this.
Bamba. Ooh, Jeff Miller, you don't want the smoke. Smelling like a bag war is brewing. Forget World War III. How about bag war number 30 for my 30th birthday? World War bag. Am I right?
I don't know. I'm a little scared to find out.
Listen, guys, here's my pitch, okay? None of us individually has the chance of making enough money to do everything we need to do. Buy a house, raise kids, have a car, have a career, etc. None of us individually has the capacity to do it. What I am proposing is, with the momentum I already have, you know, fighting against MLMs and growing my YouTube channel and whatever, what if, hear me out, wrong button, hear me out, what if we all rallied and invested a little bit of money into one of us, not saying names, not pointing fingers or saying names.
Marco.
And then we sort of lifted that person
God
up.
did.
Come on now.
Sam DIDDDDDD. 55 Canadian dollars.
And then we, as Sam is demonstrating, we lift that person up and we hope that they pull us up with them when shit gets popping. I.e., you vote for somebody, they promise. Come on, Spec says, Jeff, you really don't want the smoke. Hold on. It's not even Saturday, y'all. Relax. Sam, by the way. By the way, thank you so much, Sam. That was a big bag. And what if, just hypothetically speaking, it's like you vote for somebody, they promise they're going to do this and do that, and then when it comes time to vote for them, you elect them. And in most cases, when it comes to politics, they actually don't follow through on what they say. If anything, they do the opposite. See examples of Donald Trump second presidency for proof of that, for a case study of that. But this will be different. And you know how you know this will be different? Because this ain't politics, baby. I'm not running for nothing. I'm trying to run up the bag. I'm trying to run up paying off the lawyers. I'm trying to run up paying off the Canada Revenue Agency. I'm trying to run up pay for that Thailand visa. I'm trying to run up keep this shit going. Keep making content. Keep protecting people from scams. Keep making people laugh. You know? By the way, did you know that Jessica Alba, God bless her, is dating, what's the name of this fucking actor? Something Ramirez or something. Jessica Alba boyfriend. Jessica Alba just had to go and get locked down at the peak of her beauty in 2006 on the set of Fantastic Four and was married to Cash Warren for like 20 years. Who is he? Bam says, so if I recruit $5 and you recruit $5, Bam gets it. Bam gets the math. Bam understands it.
Elon Musk.
Danny Ramirez, he's the actor he was in The Winter Soldier. He was in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show and Captain America Brave New World. He's the new Falcon since Falcon is now Captain America, if that makes sense. And how old is this guy, by the way? How old is this guy? Dating Danny Ramirez. Romantic trip to Mexico City. Let me Google Danny Ramirez. Oh, 33. Oh, and how old is Jessica Alba? Jessica Alba. How old is she? 44. So, they're kind of stretching it, right? 11-year age gap. But let me just pose a scenario. If she's willing to date a guy who's 33, I turned 30 on Sunday. If she's going to date, Bam, come on now.
Bam came back, just dropped a bag, 25 Canadian dollars. Just a test, $25.
You guys don't understand how Bam be having my back. You really don't understand how Bam be having my back. Off stream too. IRL too. One of the goons, I think the goon that I've met the most in real life and spent the most time with IRL, running around Toronto in 2022 on a mad ting, running around Edmonton on a mad ting. Shout out to you, Bam. My point is, if Jessica Alba is willing to date a 33-year-old, surely she's willing to date a 30-year-old, right? Ooh. Look at this. Look at this girl. This was in 2006, I think. 2005, 2006. It's just indescribable. But I'm kind of off that. I'm kind of off that now. I'm kind of chilling. After I just went on a whole thing. I don't know. I wanted you in 2006, Jessica Alba. I wanted you when I was 10 years old in 2006. 2007 when you did the sequel Rise of the Silver Surfer, and I went to see it for my birthday at the movie theater. That's when I wanted you. Hell, I would have even taken 20. What was Good Luck Chuck? When did Good Luck Chuck come out? 2007 as well. See, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Jessica Alba. Let me just Google Jessica Alba 2015. Honestly, 2015 would have done the trick too. 2015 would have been just fine. Twenty 2026 could work too. But anyways, going back to the point, this is the future reality we need to make happen. And it ain't going to happen. Jessica Alba's not going to date somebody with no motion. She's not going to date a brokey. So we need to get the bag up. Streamlabs link in the chat. You see it. We need to get the bag up so that one day when it comes time when I'm at some Illuminati Hollywood event and they're trying to initiate me and I say, no, I'm good. Thank you. I won't have the adrenochrome jelly-filled donut today. But is that Jessica Alba over there? And then I go up and I'm like, Jessica, let me take you away from all this. She's like, I can't. I signed the blood oath. I'm too deep in this shit. I'm like, don't worry. I got us. And she's going to be like, how are you going to take care of me? I'm not getting any more roles because Hollywood is sexist and ageist, and I'm in my 40s now, and I'm not getting as many roles, and nobody really cares about anything else that I'm doing, except, like, occasionally I go viral on TikTok because I'm still beautiful for my age. So how are you going to take care of me? And I'm going to say, don't worry about that. I got us. Sam here. Specs. They have my back. She's going to say, and who is that? I'm going to say, don't worry about it. They're the goons. She's like, wait, are you? And I'm going to say, shh. And she's going to say, are you always Marco? I'm going to say, yes, I got us. And then we're going to ride off into the sunset. That's what's going to happen. If, I honestly should just drop a video being like, look, I need $1 from everybody. I'm going to drop it on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. YouTube, 122,000 subscribers. TikTok, 30,000 followers. Instagram, 21,000 followers. What is that? Roughly 170,000 people combined. Obviously, there's some overlap. Let's call it 150,000. I need 1,000 rich motherfuckers who follow me to drop $100. It's so simple. The math works out so crazily. It's crazy how good the math works out. Me blood clot. Okay, let's finish this. Hillary Duff is a close second, says Specs. Hillary Duff is on some new shit. She has some song that I seen on TikTok in an ad or on Instagram, and it was like, back of the dive bar giving you head. And I'm like, huh? Don't you have children? Like now, like you waited till you were in your 40s to start singing about giving head. Wake up. Wake up. Jeff Miller says, I'm taking names. Don't worry, Specs. I got you. Okay. Jeff Miller's coming back with a vengeance. Jeff Miller's coming for a mod wrench on Saturday, birthday stream. I'm bricked, says Legend Gaming. Legend Gaming is never dropping a bag again. It's been a year. Sam here says Bagmageddon. I thought she was dating Joe Burrow. Who the fuck Joe Burrow? Joe Burrow. Who the hell it is? 29 years old? Oh, if that's the case, I'm in. Samuel Rialvato. So true, run it up. Joey B, just a homie for real. Edmonton meet up with the goons. Inshallah. I know you said you're going to keep walking around West Edmonton Mall until you meet me. Jeff Miller, hey, let me be honest. Let me be clear. Depending on how big the bag is on Saturday, it might earn you a real life meetup. I'm basically an escort at this point. I'm like, Jeff Miller, if you drop a stupid, silly bag on Friday, maybe I have to take you for lunch. Maybe we go for a little Nando's or something. I don't know what you like. Maybe we go for a 1-2 Lebanese food. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. Oh, Blaze Pizza date ting. Yep, Bam. Me and Bam, that we could do that. Bam says I was his first Blaze Pizza date. So true. Sam here says DM Jessica Alba right now. How much bag to add Mirage from The Incredibles to the green screen? Mansion. I just am not really attracted to Mirage like that. I feel like she's Israeli, low-key. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Mirage, The Incredibles. This bitch. She gave me Israeli honeypot vibes. Mr. Incredible, you know what I mean? On some spy shit. And I mean, she don't look bad, but this is the same movie that Mrs. Incredible was in. Let's keep it a buck. Look at this on the left. This was the same. She's from the same movie. How can you even compare? At sex again. Nobody to compare. You know that song? Read your comments. DM her right now. Rob, pull up Jessica Alba. I'd say Hilary Duff is a close second. 19-year-old in college, just spent the last 2 weeks getting recruited from Amway. When I finally turned them down, I basically got insulted. Well, I'm glad you didn't get hooked into that, Jaden Evans. Or is it Jade Nevins? We'll never know. You trying to date the mom from Spy Kids? That Spy Kids movie doesn't count. Come on. There's a similar age difference between Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra. Okay. Get this shit on Wattpad. What up, Based If True? We're watching the ultimate let them eat cake video called I Brought My Secret Service to Arowan by Kai Trump, Donald's granddaughter.
Should we get a hero shot of the sushi? There you go.
In 5 minutes, just finish these out. Sushi. Everyone knows the rule. 1 bite.
Why is okay?
Okay, you ready?
One out of 10. What is it? 1 through 10.
Wearing shoes that you wore outside next to the bed in the hotel room. Make it make sense.
Oh my god. I love sushi. That's the worst tuna I've ever tasted in my entire life. Like, it was like fishy and like hard. Matt, you gotta try this.
I'm not a sushi guy. I'm not after that reaction. No, I'm good.
Imagine me and Jessica Alba having sushi, and I don't get food poisoning or diarrhea or mercury poisoning from it. That would be sick. I don't get plastic in my balls because of the bioaccumulation. That would be sick.
Such a waste.
Just bag that up and, you know.
I want anyone to experience what I just experienced. I'm gonna throw up. Okay, guys.
Here, drink some water. The Nano Pure.
It's our last little. So, before we dig into the meal, this is lavender lemonade from Arowan. Look how cool that looks. Doesn't it look cool? What's the blue stuff?
More sea moss. I don't know. They seem to like that there.
Drake. Spec says lunch date with Drake or lunch date with Jessica Alba. Drake. Before I even read the second half of the question, I read lunch date with Drake and I said Drake. I didn't even wait to see what the rest of it said.
This has just been terrible. This has been terrible. Alright, let's try it.
Thank you. I can't say that username. Adil. Appreciate you. You will have 1 millionaire's followers one day for real. Keep up content. Thank you, my king. Lunch with Drake or lunch with Josh?
Doesn't really taste like anything.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like purple lemonade.
I don't know. It doesn't really taste like it's good, not bad, but it just doesn't really taste like anything. I don't know what I rate that, like 5 out of 10. But what we've all been waiting for. It's the hot bar.
Oh, you got the rice. You got the rice balls too. Yeah.
Let's try this out. So first the cauliflower.
Hold on. E1C1 says, isn't Drake Jewish? The ultimate quandary for Marco. Hilarious. He is, but he's also Canadian. He's only half Jewish, so he's also the GOAT, so it balances it out. It's okay. We're good. We're good. So stupid.
Cauliflower is so good.
Jeff Miller, she went to Arowan, which is like the most expensive grocery store in the world, as far as I know, in California. It's like some super bougie shit. And she's like trying to come off like, at least in my opinion, that's how it seems. She's trying to come off as like regular.
It's so good. This is the best cauliflower I've ever had in my entire life. Real good. Alright, now it's like the ratings are going up a little for Arowan. Just because of the cauliflower. Never thought I'd be saying that. Matt says these rice balls are really good, so let's try the rice balls. Not bad. They seem like mid.
It's crazy how the viewers spike when I'm about to end the stream. It's like I was at 90 viewers for like most of the stream, and then now I'm like, okay, we'll wrap this up and go to bed and get the fuck out of here. And it's like 124 viewers now.
Like, not worth like...
Did you get the sauce?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How much was this one? Oh, they didn't put sticker on.
I think it was like 36.
Oh, wait, they did. No. $37! Yay! Okay, let's try the beef short rib.
I recently rewatched the movie Interstellar. Bro, the amount of times they say 6-7 in that movie is insane. You got to go back. You got to go back and rewatch Interstellar. It takes place in 2067 to start off with. That's the year that it takes place. And then there's a bunch of there's like at least 3 different moments where the characters say 6-7. Where is Drake? Message to Drake. I know he's watching this. Drake, stop posting Instagram stories and drop Iceman. The snow is already melted. You still haven't dropped Iceman. Come on now.
Short rib. We're trying the short rib.
Is it halal, Kai Trump?
It's good. Is this worth $37?
Ewan said Drake's one of the good ones. Hilarious. She's very generous with her ratings. If something doesn't taste like anything, I'd go with -2. Very fair. Legend says, when are you going to become a mod, E1C1? E1C1 says, I've been working on it for 5 years or so. So true. I'm sure you were a mod at one point. Maybe on Saturday. After watching your videos and seeing how I was pitched by Amway, it really showed how cult-like they were. Thank you. I'm glad, Jaden Evans, that I could help you out. I mean, it's a shame that you didn't find out till you went to their big event, but hopefully you didn't lose any money. Shutter Island patient is patient number 67. Holy. 6-7 is, it's all connected, bro.
I could probably make all this at home for like under $10.
You should try that. That should be the next video.
Next video.
Kai's home cooked food versus Arowan blind taste test. See what people can tell.
Like, I low-key feel like I can make this under $10.
An Iranian child had a bomb dropped on their head from a drone while Kai Trump was eating this meal. If it makes anyone feel better. Just so you know that this... Thank you, Kai Trump, for shielding us from the realities of war by dropping this video and giving us a distraction. We really appreciate it.
I do have to credit Arowan, though. They're the only reason I eat cauliflower. No, it's because of that.
The building my grandfather grew up in Lebanon was just razed to the ground by an Israeli tank shell, by an Israeli airstrike. But thank you, Kai Trump, for providing this video to take my mind off it.
What?
Arowan's the only reason I eat buffalo cauliflower.
Yeah.
Because of that, yeah.
So relatable.
It's good. Well, guys, what do you guys think is the final, how much all this stuff costs? If you guys had to take a guess, how much do you think it costs?
I don't know, but I think we should send ground troops into Iran and destabilize it even more.
Matt? Well, me and Matt.
However much it costs to send American soldiers to die on behalf of Israel in Iran. And Lebanon. That's how much I think that's how much I think it should cost.
I already know, but
I think I was wrong, honestly. After like looking at everything, I think I might be wrong.
What was your original?
165.
Okay, your original was 165.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
165. 165.
Is it 200?
Okay. What do you think's the most expensive item that you got?
Probably the food.
You think the food? What about the water bottle? Wait, did you show him the water bottle?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
there we
a
go.
water bottle.
The shaker bottle.
Shaker bottom. This look cool.
How much was that?
I don't know. I think it was probably like about $60. They probably add up. So
Did you catch like when we asked people what the price was? They like made doubly sure that we knew what the actual price was. Like 50, 50, 50. So I feel like the employees know how much things cost
oh yeah.
and how expensive it is.
Because they probably see us eating stuff and it's like, oh, like we're ripping them off. Like for the receipt, all of this costs $233
For one grocery bag.
for one
USD as well. That's like 8,000 Canadian dollars.
grocery bag. And one meal is not
Y'all remember when Gutta Gutta, the rapper on the Young Money song, said, "And I got her," N-word, grocery bag. Crazy song.
even edible. $233 is crazy. We'll see you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe, please.
Subscribe.
I need to make back my money somehow.
I need to make back my money, she says, as the fucking 10-car motorcade with professional former Navy SEAL security who have killed people before shows up to escort her from the hotel to the fucking golf simulator across the street. Kai finished recording that video and was like, all right, cameras off. Another day, another hard day's work finished. All right, Shoo, you go edit that video now, Matt, or whatever his name was. I'm gonna go hit some golf balls with my grandpa. There's an alternate dimension where I was a scammer who didn't care about like people or morality or ethics and just said, "Oh well, it's legal. They should have known better than to get scammed," and was the greatest multi-level marketing scammer of all time and never had to face consequences for it and never had to, it does make you wonder, why am I being a good person? Why am I being a good person in real life when I know that the most evil people get ahead the most and never face any consequences? Meanwhile, I'm trying to do good stuff. I'm saying the truth and trying to do good and suffering the consequences because of it. It's completely upside down world. You get sued when you try to expose wrongdoing, but if you do the wrongdoing, you win. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Jessica Alba. You know what's crazy? Jessica Alba, total non sequitur, dating a 33-year-old. If you look at the math, Rob, pull up ChatGPT to do this math. If you look at the math of it, actually, she's moving down. Her husband, I think, was closer to her age. Now she's dating a guy who's 11 years younger. She's probably Stella got her groove back type shit. She's feeling younger again. Wait till always Marco roll around. Watch out. Watch out now. Latinas and Lebanese people, we got a lot in common. Anywho. Really appreciate all you guys for the support and love today. Saturday, Goon birthday stream. You'll have to see it. Emperor birthday stream, actually. What are we going to talk about? I don't know. But we'll see. She phones a friend and asks Bill Gates, "I think it costs less than the $4 million missile your grandfather is spending on one ballistic missile, Kai." That's fake news, Specs. That's fake news.
Billions and billions.
Let's indict the motherfucker. Let's indict.
Because you'd be in jail.
Do I have any more of Trump? I think those are all the Trump ones. You don't need any more.
Elon Musk.
The Secret Service guy who spent his entire life training and fighting to be in this position only to be standing outside of a hotel door protecting this, right? Appreciate y'all. Glad to see that you were in here, Devin. All the mods, all the members. Jeff Miller, Creating America. Spec, Sam here. Bam, you love to see it. Brandon C, Legend Gaming. E1C1. Based if true. Inshallah, I see all you guys on Saturday. It'll be great to see you. Happy early birthday to me if you're if you're not going to be here on Saturday. And what else? It is what it is. Appreciate you guys. Don't do drugs. Love and peace. We did it. See you again. Later.